It looks like we stabilized. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Hello. Looks like Twitch stabilized. So I'm happy. I was having issues with Twitch in the beginning of the stream, but we're here. Everything is all Gucci gang. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever, but it's only been a few days. I was supposed to stream yesterday, but I've been so busy. I think taking anthropology for a summer course was a mistake, but in order for me to get the degree I want, I have to take it, so yippee. Oh, it is Friday the 13th. It is Friday the 13th. But hi Twitch, hi YouTube, hi Twitter or X. I don't know. Usually my viewers on X, I'm pretty sure they're all lurkers. So I appreciate you guys all being here. Happy Friday. Today is the Friday Yap and React. Now, I understand NAIC is going on right now. I had some videos lined up, but part of me is like, should we watch NAIC? But honestly, I can only be here for at least, like, at max 3 hours today. So I don't know if it's worth watching NAIC. How's school? It's been hard. The class that I thought was gonna be hard ended up being like super duper easy, and the class that I thought was gonna be easy ended up being super duper hard. And you can see I've had it on my second monitor all day. I haven't watched. I've been busy all morning. I'm not even kidding, chat. I woke up, I went into a meeting, a company meeting with managers and stuff, and then I went out to run some last minute errands. I came home, I ate lunch, and now I'm here. So I've been running around all the morning. So it's kind of nice to just sit down and yap, you know. So I haven't been able to watch NAIC at all. All I know is that somebody pulled up with the Dragon Ball Zoroark deck, and I was like, oh, that's sick. That's so cool. Hold on, why is my phone rolling up? Okay, yeah, that happens. You'll do great. It happens. It's only like a few week course, so it isn't even gonna be like that long, but it's gonna be definitely a hard few weeks. It doesn't have. I'm gonna talk about it pretty soon, within like the next month or so. I have a lot of projects going on right now, and I'm very, very excited to share some of them with you when the time comes. Some of those projects are due to being finished really soon. So buckle up, shipwrecks, because it's gonna be there's gonna be a lot going on this summer. I'm really excited to be able to share those projects with you. I've been working really, really hard behind the scenes, and so has my managers and my mods and my team and stuff. So thank you guys so much for being patient with me. Honestly, with all the I've honestly thought about not even putting up like schedules anymore, because I feel like at least once a week I have to either move a stream or cancel it because like things come up. But yeah, I'm in Master Ball right now in Pokemon TCG Pocket. Hell yeah. I was gonna do Pocket yesterday. I was gonna do the double Decidueye deck. Either that or Silvally Zeraora. I know Hasher really wanted me to play that, but yo! Cinder, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. That's so sick. Thank you so much. Yo, what a great start to my day. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm reaching her. It's rough. It is. Man, thank you so much. Speaking of gifted, if you give total of 20 subs a month, this month, our memberships, either on website, you will be getting a Poseidon signed Pokemon card sent to you in the mail sometime next month. I still need to get that form done, but if you have gifted a total of 20 memberships or subs, please submit a ticket on my Discord server so we can get that form to you as soon as possible. If I give 40, can I do it too? Yes. It'll stack. So like theoretically, if you were to give like 100, you get 5. And then I'll do like a little members only type of thing, or maybe a stream where I sign them live. Hand cam. Cause what? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, gamers. Welcome in. But yeah, that's the plan today. I have no idea. We could watch NAIC. We could watch some. I actually have some fun videos lined up. I have the new M&J TV video. I have a One Piece video. I have a Wolfie video, a Philian video, and an Alpha Rad video lined up. So, time to give 80 so I can run a playset in my Pokemon deck. You know, that's why I didn't do well at Portland. It was because I didn't play my full set of Poseidons. I didn't play 59 of them. I should have. You know, I'm feeling a little FOMO right now because I'm not at NAIC and I'm not going to off-Kai physically. So I'm kind of sitting here like, Jay Oliver, thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you. If you gifted, please be sure to submit a ticket in my Discord server. Please. Thank you so much. Holy shit. Let's go. Yippee! Man, I couldn't make it off, guy. I'm so sad. I'm also so sad because I told myself last year I was gonna go this year. But you know what it came down to, chat? I was actually talking about it with my managers because something I like to do with my managers is I yap. I like yap way too much sometimes. I feel so bad. I say sorry all the time. I have a problem with saying sorry. I'm apologizing. Anyways, I was talking to my managers and it came to the point because living in Atlantis is not cheap. It's not cheap to live in Atlantis. So it came down to, do I want to go to Worlds for Pokemon or do I want to go to Off-Kai? And as much as I love my VTuber friends, I love them so much. I decided to go to Worlds because it was a lottery system to get in. It was a lottery system and not everybody got in. So I decided, you know what? I love you guys, but I'm gonna go to Worlds instead. I'm really sorry. So that's where I'm putting my money at for my I guess summer traveling. And also that I'm also going different places this summer that were already pre-planned. So I don't have the funds to be able to go to Off-Kai, at least this year. I don't know, we'll see. It just sucks because during this time of year, everything is happening. NAIC happens around summer, Off-Kai happens around summer, Anime Expo happens around summer. There's so many things going on. Pokemon Worlds is during the summer. Like, it's insane. It's actually crazy. I'm really sad about it. So I only realistically can choose like 1 or 2 of those events I can afford without going completely broke. So, yeah, I'm really sad. I'm so sad about it. Corona, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, don't worry, we get it. We got it next year. Off-Kai gonna be popping. Yeah, I'm really sad. I like wanted to hang out with my friends, but it's okay. It's all good. I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at now. So yeah. What else is happening? I have to figure out next week's schedule. I have a lot going on. I think Off-Kai is definitely. I have to prep for Off-Kai because if you guys don't know, even though I'm not going to be there physically, I am hosting a panel at Off-Kai on Sunday, June 22nd. So if you want to hear me yap about TCGs in a more in-depth form, please come to my panel. It's going to be at 1:30, and then I have a meet and greet after. So super duper excited. I'm so hyped. I hope you guys are hyped too. But yeah, let's see. What else is going on? I think, chat, we should perhaps maybe watch NAIC. I think we should watch NAIC. Let's see. I had videos lined up, but I'm more like, honestly, we'll see. Wait, let's see what the hell is going on with NAIC right now.
Yo, welcome back, everybody.
No, that's LDF. Ah! Hold up. That is not, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Okay. I was kind of scared my printer was going to do something there. I was going to accidentally print something.
And that may disrupt Christian's plans. He did
Whoa, what is
and
this?
Pidgeot in hand, decided not to play it because didn't want to put that 2-prize liability out there just yet. So probably pretty annoying to see if you're Christian.
Yeah, that definitely is, as all those cards are going back into the deck. It's unlike the Iono where everything shuffles, so it doesn't just go straight to the bottom. Could draw into
Can we change the title on Twitch to Naic
Watchalong? Yeah,
Watchalong?
each player just gets 4 cards here off of that judge. We're going to see the Earthen Vessel discarding that grass energy to search out some more energy from the deck. This is the deck that we're looking at right now for Rafal. It's already slimmed quite a bit here for Rafal, and that's what you see from these Raging Bolt decks. They go through quickly their resources because their game plan is pretty short term.
1 second.
Yeah,
I think I need to change it to
Rafal's
Pokemon
doing the
trading
right thing
card
here,
game.
leading
Hold up.
off with that regular Raging Bolt. Just gives up 1 prize card, forces your opponent into a little bit of an awkward situation where if they take the 1 prize card, it's probably not helping them that much to progress
I
towards
think there's
winning the
drops,
game.
right?
Makes them need something like a boss's orders or a counter
Thank
catcher
you.
to go after one of your Pokemon EX. So just kind of an annoying Pokemon.
Sorry, I
your
know it's
opponents deal
frozen.
with at the
Give me a
beginning of the game.
second.
Yeah, it is nice. We see a lot of the Thunderburst Storm.
Oh
But
my
not
god, they're
too often
playing!
the Dragon Headbutt, but
They're
anytime
playing
you can convert
Ethan's
into a
Typhlosion!
Typhlosion
What is
into
this?
Typhlosion, it's gonna net you some positive outcomes.
Not that
here.
that's a
You see
bad thing,
Rafal's now
but
working
it's
through
kind of
his prize
sick.
cards.
And we're
He's only got
watching
4 left
Raging
to
Bolt.
take here as Christian starts to.
He doesn't know. He's like, why can I read the
Coming down
Typhlosion?
onto the Typhlosion as Rafal is picking it up to give it a read here as well. I mean, this has been a deck that has been on the scene.
Look at that. Attach. Okay, Buddy Blast, 60 for each. So if you have 4,
Yep.
it looks
and
like
let's not
there's
forget
at
this
least.
an
Is that
international
2
championship. We have
Ethans in the
players
discard? So
from
he's
all
hitting
over the
120
world.
maybe?
Christian from Italy and
Oh my
that card
god,
may not
Italy.
be
He
in
came
English.
all the way to
So if you don't know what it does
Louisiana.
and you pick it up and it's like an Italian.
Ciara, thank you so much for
You're
the
like,
follow. Welcome
this
in.
doesn't
Welcome in.
But yeah, you can request.
We're doing some
like a
NAIC
translation
watch
of
along.
that sort of
Yeah.
situation
I'm not gonna be
from
here the whole
judges.
time, but we're gonna sit here and watch
Or you can
Pokemon
probably
cards.
just ask your opponent and they'll be like, yeah.
Oh yeah, Typhlosion's gonna
More
100%
Ethan's
be
adventure in the Discord.
Mana next
Yeah, I guess.
set.
Yeah, that's very true. And as you can see
Alright,
here, the
we're
Defiance
switching to
band
Pokemon.
is boosting up now. Christian.
Yeah,
is
max is
behind
280.
in prize
That's
cards here. We also have the Victini.
insane.
It has been out yet, but that also boosts some damage for you.
That's
as well. So
crazy.
you can see how Christian is playing these cards.
Oh!
that help out with the damage output just a little bit.
Look at the
kind of
double
push those numbers in
Ethans.
certain matchups
And then the
here.
Victini does
yeah, Christian,
Fire Evolution does
you
10
see the
more,
game
and those
plan
stack,
and why it's
right?
succeeding
It doesn't
so
say
far,
like you can't
as
use
it's,
more than one. This
can
effect
line
doesn't
some
stack.
consistency here and there,
No, it
but
stacks.
The secret box.
The
I mean, talk
secret
about a
box.
fantastic ace spec, but probably one of the perfect inclusions for this deck. That's trying to get those Ethan's Adventure straight into the discard pile. If you're not playing them,
I
just
remember
throw them away
when
with the
Secret Box came
And then,
out,
of
like
course,
they
the
revealed
Buddy
it, everybody was
Buddy
like,
Coffin,
mid
easy
card,
discard there as well.
mid card. It's like a
Able to send
$15
all
card
these
now.
Cards out of the deck now. Thanks to those discards, you get a supporter,
that's
the
crazy.
stadium, an item, a tool card, and that counter catcher is also
Look at it, he's
huge
locked
here
in.
for Christian.
He's locked
thanks
the
to
fuck
being
in.
a little bit behind here in that prize race.
I'll be honest, chat.
Yeah,
I
it's
used to
gonna
be
be
a
able to take a
Raging
2
Bolt
prize
hater,
knockout
but
if you
after
want to.
seeing how Raging Bolt
You can-
plays,
at this stage,
you
yeah, there's
know,
3 Ethan's
I
Adventures
don't think I'm a
in the
hater
Defiance
anymore.
band as
I
well.
think it's a
So
really
doing quite a
great
bit of
deck.
damage. Good question
It's
over
really
if
strong.
you wanna
It just
go after just the
suffers a lot in
Overpon,
late game.
Knock it out.
That's
takes
the only
Terra
problem.
Pokemon out of play for your opponent, so they can't Jewel Seeker.
No Jewel
Especially
Seeker
after
for
a
you.
Judge, that could be pretty disruptive. Your opponent played Judge.
Primacy
so,
were the base
they
specs so
could
far
just be
when they
stuck in a
revealed people
situation
through
where they don't have a Terra
Hero's
Pokemon in
Cape
play
was gonna break the
anymore.
game.
Yeah, it's like, what do I do
I was a
now?
Hero's
Yeah.
Cape believer for a while.
Oh, and look at that.
Oh.
Wait, drawn off of the top for the prize card?
Oh my
I
god.
don't see that very often.
Wow,
He
okay,
drew
so
the
yeah,
top?
Ethan's Adventure now
That's
unlocked.
crazy.
The maximum damage
Um,
is possible.
yeah, I was a Hero's Cape believer for a while.
And
I was
think
running it
one
in
thing
Zard,
that,
and like it did fairly
I think one
okay,
thing
but
Christian has to be
it
feeling
didn't
good
do
about
as
is
like
usually
well as
these
I thought
Raging
it
Bolt
was
decks
going
play
to
like
be.
1 or maybe 2.
But
that
I
can
would like to
disrupt
say I
your
think the
cards.
best
Seen
3
Judge
ace specs right
already.
now is
There's a chance
Unfair,
we'll see
Secret,
one
and
Iono as
Prime
well.
Catcher.
But for the
Those
most
are
part,
like
your
if
hand
there is
should be
any
safe for a
3
little
ace
bit.
specs
So
you
may not
need
to
to
prioritize
have
getting
for
Pidgeot into
Pokemon,
play.
it's those three.
Also, now that last Ethan's Adventure is in the deck, you can use the Quilava
Most decks
to search
play
for it, and
one
at
of
any
those
point, you can
three.
just
There are
go
like a
grab
few
more
decks that
Ethan's
run like the
Typhlosion
funny
and set up
ace
your
specs,
next
but they're not.
attacker.
I don't
So
think they're meta.
this is the phase. of
Honorable
this deck
mention to
where it
Trolley.
is
Yeah, Trolley.
almost like
Yeah, I
autopilot.
would
You
say
know, you're
Trolley's
just
up
like, all
there.
right, now all the stuff's in the discard pile. All I need is Ethan's Typhlosion with the fire energy, and I'm just using Buddy Blast all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the exact point you're trying to get to. And
Look
once
at
you
that.
get over that hurdle, you set up all these Quilava, the Typhlosion that's already been attacking there for Christian. You're good to go.
Holy shit,
here.
look
Now
at
it's
all
time
the
to kind
energy.
of respond to this. Try
Alright.
their best
The energy
here,
off the
but we're going to see
Raging
the
Bolt.
knockout on that first
210
Typhlosion going down
damage.
3
For just a
energy
single
with that
prize, though.
bellowing thunder
I like
from
using
the
Max
Raging
Rod in my
Bolt
Raging
EX.
Bolt deck. Wait,
another
that's
point,
kinda
too.
sick.
It's going to take quite a bit of energy.
Might
for
spank
Rafal
Bolt
to have
here.
to
Yeah, I think the
discard
problem
without
with
those
for
Typhlosion.
Bolt in
And
this
then you have to get
matchup
those energy back
is
on
that
your board
Typhlosion
as well,
is a
and that can
single
be a bit awkward there
prize.
for
Like,
Rafal.
you can't take
You can
multiple
see Rafal
prizes
maybe
unless
a
they
bit
play down like the
confused
Fez.
about how to approach the
Or in
matchup
this
as
case,
well.
Pidgeot. I'm pretty
You
sure he
just
plays
have to pick
Pidgeot
up
in this
the
list
card
if I
and
see
read it.
Pidgey.
Yeah.
Very likely has never
But, I
played
mean,
against
he's
a deck
already
like
set
this,
up. He
and
doesn't
it's like,
really need to do much. He
I don't
has
know,
another
I guess I
Quilava
use Raging
on the
Bolt
bench.
EX
It
and
only
knock
needs
out your
one energy
Typhlosion.
to
I don't know what
attack.
happens after this,
Like,
but
it's
I guess I
really
would
not
try to
that
take prize
hard
cards.
to swing huge
Yeah,
with this deck.
may have been a
But
situation where
yeah, it's big swing.
you send up the regular
single
Raging Bolt again.
prize.
Now that
Yeah.
the Shaman's gone, you could
Raging Bolt
pick
is
off
using
something on
all
the
its
bench,
resources
force
to
your
take
opponent to
one
go
a
to single
prize, and you have to
Pokemon
take like
that may
you
come
have to
up
knock
again,
out 4 to
in the
5
following turns,
Pokemon in
but
order
yeah,
to win the
there's gotta
game.
be
Like
a
that
bit
can
of
be really
confusion and,
annoying.
Trying to figure out the matchup from Rafal's end.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
for
They have to
Christian,
commit
it's
so
probably
much
like,
to kill
yeah, this is
to knock out
third
the
Raging Bolt I played
Right,
against
exactly.
today.
Typhlosion.
Like, oh, I know how to deal with this. I
Max
mean,
Rod's pretty
Christian
good.
is
I've seen a
absolutely
lot of Slow
deck pile
Kings
kind of
run
on
Max Rod. There's
autopilot
some
here.
decks that run
Christian
it.
is totally,
I think the only
encompass-
one I can think of.
encompass-
United Wings plays Brilliant Blender.
He is Ethan now.
Guardy
in this
ran
deck.
Brilliant
He
Blender for a
is the
while as
Ethan
well.
In the Ethan's type
I think
version
Secret Box
here.
between
Bonded
both is
by
the
the
better
Right, that's what I'm saying.
pick.
Bonded by the journey. Main character energy here for Christian as he continues with these types.
I'm rooting for the Ethan deck.
I think
Honestly,
the
I
cynical
am
just
too.
came down this
Yeah.
You think even my Destined Rivals
Yeah,
is
that
now
one cannot
legal
evolve into
for
Ethan's
this
Quilava.
format.
Quick fix
I think
there.
it's
Have to go
card
one
yet. Yes.
round
I will get the
with,
form
your
done this
basic
weekend.
down
I
before they
swear.
can jump into
I
that
just haven't gotten
evolution,
around
but
to
we
it.
still
I'm
have
sorry.
One other Quilava
But if
on
you
the
submit a
bench
ticket,
as
I will.
this,
I will send it to you.
Typhlosion continues its
Buddy
run of
Blast!
power here, as you see from the
Oh my
mountains,
God.
taking out that Raging Bolt EX.
This might be
280
GG's.
damage
For
done
the Bolt
to that
player,
Pokemon.
honestly.
Taking it down, that's 2 more prize cards here that
The
Rafal
Team Rocket
essentially just
Spite
put
Off
up
stack
in
is
front
fun.
of
Is
Christian to
it?
take
Submit a ticket.
there.
Thank
Now
you.
we do
I'll get it
have
to you guys
the small,
soon.
The baby Raging Bolt up
Okay,
into
there's
the
Sada.
active position.
Oh
Here,
my
Professor
God.
Sada's Vitality is going to help a little bit with some recovery to get some energy back onto the field here, but it only targets down the ancient Pokemon for Rafal. So we're getting another energy.
There's now 5 energy on this Raging Bolt. If he attaches a 6th one, the Thunderbird Storm does do 180 and can
I
knock
think
out
it's
the
a
Ethan's
little
Typhlosion.
late
I don't know
for
that I've
this
ever
guy.
seen 6 energy on
Typhlosion
the
is
Raging Bolt
one
before,
shotting
but,
everything on the board that
hey,
doesn't have a
whatever
Bravery
works.
Charm.
Not having to put
Actually, no. The only thing
Pokemon
that
EX
it
into
doesn't
play will
one
make
shot
it
is
so that
the
Christian
Raging Bolt
cannot
with
win
a
on the next turn.
charm. But even then, I
Like,
think you can boost
could
numbers
be,
up, no?
A clever move here by Rafal.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's going to get us somewhere here. That's a knockout on the Ethan Typhlosion going down here
Oh
straight
my
into the other
God.
Quilava that's popping off the bench into the active position.
What are we
here.
looking for?
Yeah, the
Ultra
Raging
Ball?
Bolt, the
We need to
Thunderbird
find
Storm
Typhlosion,
is
Night
doing a ton here.
Stretcher,
It's like almost all
Rod.
grass energy attached to it, but of course that lightning and the fighting required
Okay.
for the Thunderburst Storm. But for
Typhlosion is a
every single
menace. It's
energy, you're boosting up your
disgusting.
attack, and that's
It's
enough
so
to get us
nasty.
somewhere. Christian,
Shadow
on the other
Will,
hand,
Ty,
into this
hello.
Arven
Welcome
here
in. We're watching
to get
NAIC. We
a,
were going to watch
item
videos, but I'm
card
like, NAIC is
tool
today.
card. We've already seen
Why
one
not?
Super Rod in a previous turn here from Christian. Going into the second one now, because this is another thing, is you kind of run out of resources after a while. You
Oh
have to
my
get these
God.
Pokemon, get the energy back if it's required. I mean, luckily Typhlosion only requires 1 for Buddy Blast, so there's a pretty nice conversion there for you. But you
There's
still
the
have to maintain
Typhlosion
what's in your
getting
deck to be
super
able to carry
rotted.
out these end turns for Christian.
Yeah, this is still a bit of a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Christian's able to get one more Ethan's Typhlosion out this turn, but just has the Ethan's Quilava on the bench. And so if Rafal were able to do something like, get Blood Moon Ursaluna and then play an Iono, put Christian down to one card, there's not an attacker on board, and there's no Pidgeot EX in play. You don't want to put that in play at this point. That could give your opponent a target to get 2 prize cards, potentially. Seems pretty unlikely. There's not any energy on the board, but, weird stuff with, like, Prime Catcher. You can get a bunch of energy. Could go after your Pidgeot EX, so you definitely don't want to put any liability into play.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is kind of vulnerable
jamming tower
to
for you,
the
buddy.
Iono to 1. Now, if it doesn't happen, seems pretty straightforward. We'll see a couple of
How do you
Typhlosion
come back
attacks
as the
to close
Raging
out
Bolt
the
player
game,
here,
but
though?
it is still kind of a
Bear?
scary feeling. You don't know how this game
Freddy
is going to end.
Fazbear?
Yeah, you're hanging on the edge of your seat, and I mean, it makes for a more entertaining stream.
Where's
game,
her
I
new
could
team that
say
came
that
out?
much.
Oh, I need to
But
take a look at the new
Christian here
Team
is gonna
Rocket
get
box deck.
another
I haven't
Cyndaquil
tried it out.
Thanks to that Artisan.
I've had a
being the
few
active
shipwrecks try
stadium
it
in
in
play
the tournament,
here
but
now
I
with
haven't like
Typhlosion
personally like
once
tried
again
it out
taking
myself.
A knockout. That's a ton of energy down to the discard pile here for a fall as the Fan Rotom is promoted into the active position.
Yeah, and there we see the Blood Moon Ursaluna in Rafal's hand. Will there be an Iono to go with it? And this could be devastating for Christian. Would be down to 1 card with no Ethan's Typhlosion in play. Would need to find a way to get
Knocked Out was
an Ethan's
online
Typhlosion
now.
and a Fire Energy. All the Ethan's Adventure are gone at this point.
I built
so you
Dragon
can't
Ball
just search
Charizard
up one of those
yesterday.
anymore. So
That's
yeah,
a deck
bit of
I'm
tricky
running.
spot still.
To locals
Yeah, they're
this
in the
week.
discard pile where they have to be for the Buddy Blast to take more damage, do more damage. But yeah, this could be so awkward here for Christian. It's really going to come down to this as
Are we
Rafal is
looking for
going
the
through
no?
this Jewel Seeker here, thanks to the evolution
There's
of
the
that
oh
Knockdown.
no.
And it's scary. This is
Yeah.
scary.
This is actually really scary. Holy shit.
Here we go. Area 0 Underdepths paired with that Iono here. Only a single prize remaining.
Felt like Christian was in such control, but now it might be slipping away.
Yeah, absolutely.
He just drew the Pheasantipity EX out of the prize cards, but that's going to go to the bottom of the deck as well.
No.
Could have helped, but it's going to be at the bottom now. And
No!
you're just kind of relying on whatever card you get off of this Iono and the top deck as well to try to secure this win, and that is just a very tight rope to be walking on, Puka, and it's scary for
I
sure.
need him to top
The
deck
Ultra
something
Ball gonna be
crazy
played by
right
Rafal
now.
here.
I
You know,
need
all the
him to
cards
top deck
thinned out of
something
his hands, out of the
absolutely
deck.
nuts,
We go
please.
into the deck once again.
I
mean,
will
there's not
crash
much deck
out.
left
I
there.
want him
We
to
do have a
win.
Slitherwing to clear out.
Yeah, but just thin out as many cards as you can so that you're going to put your hand to the bottom as well and only be stuck with 2 cards. You want to be able to draw a way to switch out Blood Moon Ursaluna on the next turn, your Prime Catcher, something like that. So, yeah, you want to get rid of all this junk and just have your deck
There's
full
Freddy.
of strong
Good
cards
things.
if you can, and here we go.
You're not trying to top deck a Slitherwing Puka at this moment?
I am not. No.
Well, the Iono, this is the true test here in this match. It's all coming down to this end game disruption here from Rafal. Both players shuffling their hands. It goes to the bottom. The Blood Moon Ursaluna in the active position. No energy needed thanks to that seasoned skill ability taking the knockout there.
No.
And both
What is
players are down to
Arvin?
1. Top decks the Arvin here.
No, wait.
Pidgeot
Rare
EX
Candy?
was the card
Wait,
off of
hold
the
up.
Iono.
What is he going to
Ooh,
grab? He has a
okay, so
Pidgey in
at the very
hand.
least, you can get Rare Candy.
There we go. Rare
But
Candy?
I don't know if you can get the 2 things you need. Let's see.
He
It's gonna
needs
be Quick
Fez,
Surge and
no?
Energy in play right now, is there?
Well,
He
we
needs
have
the
sensitivity
Fez.
that went to the bottom.
It's gonna
Now
be,
it can
needs
come
the
back.
it's gonna be flip the script to draw Ethan's
He has to
Typhlosion
flip.
plus a Fire Energy.
He has
Oh
to
my
flip.
gosh! If we see that Puka, crowd's gonna go wild.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna go wild. That is
Wait,
for
the
sure.
the
I
Ursaluna
think that's gotta be what
has a
you're going
1-turn
for, right?
cooldown,
I mean, how
right?
else would you do it? Yeah.
Yeah,
A
there's
1-turn
nothing else
cooldown
here I
can't
can
swing
think of.
twice unless it
Arvin,
retreats.
Yeah, gets you the Rare Candy for Pidgeot EX.
Yeah,
Christian
we
now
have
has
to
0
Pidgey
cards
on
in
it.
hand. Yeah, flip the script has got to be it. Because, yeah, if you
No.
grab the Ethan's Typhlosion, you don't have the Fire Energy to
Yep.
attack. You need 2
Unless
cards
you
here. You can
retreat
only
twice.
get 1.
He needs to
so
have
your
like a
best
switch
shot is to
option
draw
and
3
then.
cards and cross your fingers.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
we're
what
gonna have the
doing
whole
now.
the Typhlosion
Pheasant
player
Divinity
draws
is
the
in
nuts.
play. We had that
He
flip
needs
the
energy
script.
and
Gonna be
he
3
needs
cards
a
here for
Typhlosion.
Christian. Can we see what he needs to win this?
Yeah.
It is
Oh my gosh, I didn't see it.
Oh!
fire energy.
Oh my God! No way!
High Explosion, the last card there. The single is
No way!
the last here from Christian, and he takes the game by the skin of his teeth. He is Ethan, and he's on a fantastic adventure here.
Wait, that was so
You
fucking
have a strong
sick!
bond with your Pokemon.
The
That's just what
flip, the
happens, yeah.
script!
I mean, that
Skibbity
is so
out
epic
here!
Christian taking our game
What
one
an
as our players
insane
shuffle
draw,
off, getting ready
dude.
for this game too. I think
That
he's
was
starting to believe
actually
this too, shaking his
fucking
head. I mean,
crazy.
think about everything that went right there for him.
Dude, you
Draw
can look
off
the Raging
top
Bolt
of the
player
prize
so
cards.
mad.
And it just
You know what?
happened to be
I'd be
that
so
last
mad
defense
if
that we
I was
needed.
this
Not that we
guy
couldn't do that
too.
in another way, but I mean, everything was just harnessed energy over there to Christian. That was awesome to see. So
Yeah, the
close.
way he
Let's
drew the
take a
cards
look
was
back at this
actually
game.
insane.
That's how our players navigated this.
Dude, he's
extremely
devastated. I
unique
mean, he put him
matchup
to
here.
1 card in hand.
Yeah, started out
Somehow found
typical Raging
everything
Bolt,
he
gets the
needed.
first
Literally
knockout.
every
The
single
Shaymin
card.
did
He
block
needed
some of the
2
best
cards to
damage,
make
but
this
then was
work.
eventually just,
Oh my
nominated as
God,
tribute
there's
to be
no
knocked out
way.
next by the Raging Bolt. And then the comeback began. Ethan's
Don't sleep on
Typhlosion was set
Ethan's
up. Got all the
Typhlosion,
Ethan's
chat.
Adventure into the discard pile.
Don't sleep on Ethan's
Became a nail-biter
Typhlosion.
At the end, it
This
seemed
is
like
such a
Christian was in
broken card.
control
Holy shit.
As we progressed through
That
this
would tilt me
match,
for the
but,
rest of the tournament, no lie.
well, got down
Honestly,
to
the
1
same.
prize card. And yet
Don't
we
mind
saw
me,
the
I have my
6
iced
energy on the
coffee.
Raging Bolt. I wonder if we'll see that in game 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm very
that was so
curious
hype.
about that
This is
too.
what I mean. I love card games. This is my sports. This is my
Absolutely. My
sports.
heart would
People
have
be
been
watching the
pumping there if I was
NBA,
Christian. That is just a moment like
the
none other that you
NFL, the
can find
NBA.
in the Pokemon
Nah, I watch
TCG.
Pokemon
These players are setting up for our
TCG.
game 2 as we jump back into the action between
Oh my God, that was so
Raging Bolt, EX, and Ethan's Typhlosion.
Brother.
Now, this is where things get even more interesting though, because Rafal has now had 1 game.
Yeah, no,
against
Ethan
this
is super
deck.
strong.
We're
Don't
going
sleep
into
on
game
Ethan,
2.
chat.
We're gonna
This
see if he's
deck
able
is
to adapt
actually
his
kind of
strategy
insane.
a little bit as we go into
Single
this game.
prize hitting
Looking at
for
the
so
prize
much
cards
damage
here
is
for Christian.
crazy.
Couple of energy there, as well as some Pokemon, and one of those counter catcher as that Pidgeot
Oh my
EX,
god, look at this
but
board state.
prize cards are available thanks to some redeemable
Oh my
ticket
God.
action in this deck, and this time around you're gonna see kind of the
Can somebody
same
tell
strategy
me
of getting these Pokemon out
where
onto the
Gazer's
field.
at in
I mean, that
NAIC? What's his
Pidgeot
score?
EX, the Pidgey was there for a long time, and then it turned
What?
into
What
the
is
Pidgeot EX
Gazer's score?
right at the correct moment. Yeah, when we needed it the most there.
Still
But
tough
honestly,
against
the
Cynthia.
call
Oh my
for
god,
damage
can we?
breaks
I
through
wanted
last game
Cynthia's
for Christian
Garchomp
as well.
on
That
stream
Pidgey.
so
Yeah,
bad.
interesting choice from Rafal. Chose to go second in this matchup. Forced the Ethan's Typhlosion deck to go first. Was probably hoping that Christian didn't have a Buddy Poffin, wasn't able to get a bunch of basics down in the first turn, but and you hate to see it, right? You let your opponent go first, and then they play a Buddy Poffin, and they get all their basics out. So we'll see if it's going to work out going second here. When you do go second, you
1,
really
2,
put a lot
1.
of
I
pressure
can't
on your
believe
deck.
this.
You need to attack with Raging Bolt.
Dark
If you go
Side, can we
second,
kick him off the team
probably
and have
need to
me
attack
instead?
on your first turn. Thankfully, it's not that hard. There's a lot of ways to
Cynthia's
power attackers
Garchomp
and
with a
those
400
guys.
HP have
Yeah,
no
the
chill.
Pidgey
Dude,
is
I played against
vulnerable
one
with no
online that
Shaymin
played
in
Hero's
play.
Cape.
So
Tell
that
me
Raging
why
Bolt
that
could
Cynthia's
come in
Garchomp is
right away and just go
430.
after the Pidgey.
Yeah, that Thunderburst Storm. I mean, the Professor Sada's Vitality is the key. Going second, powering up your Pokemon because you get that energy attachment. Could have been 2 energy if you could really get there, but plus the energy attachment for turn there to get into some attacks nice and early here.
Oh,
We also see
there's
combination of
the
Fan
owls.
The Rotom fan call coming out here.
All the little
and the Nest
guys.
Ball on top of that to get all of these Pokemon
The little
out here
dudes.
for Rafal. So
Hero's
going
Cape, bro, just
second
ruined
has
people's
definitely
day with
paid
Prime and
off
Unfair.
here for
I
Rafal this
know!
time around.
Yeah, definitely need to get the Teal Mask Ogrepon EX, get your Terra Pokemon into play to set up those Hoot to evolve
We're
into
hanging this
Noctowl on the
3
next turn.
Snorlax together.
To
It's so
Seeker.
funny.
So yeah, this is a perfect start when you're going second.
Yeah.
Gonna get an extra energy in play with the teal dance and power up the Raging Bolt and get a knockout with that single prize Pokemon.
Unless they play like the
First
Clefairy.
turn.
The retreat.
Oh, wait, it
from
is
the
a Dragon
new
Nomi.
EX
Wait, hold
with
up.
that free retreat.
No, isn't
Beautiful here. Not the
Garchomp
worst
a fighting
starting
type, so it's
Pokemon,
weak
that
to
is for sure.
grass.
And Raging Bolt jumping into the active position.
I don't
We're
know.
gonna see,
Yanmega, that's Yanmega's
that
favorite thing.
knockout there, and it's
But
back
does
over to
Yanmega one-shot
Christian.
Garchomp
Now
with the power
Pidgeos.
weight?
We just have these
Not how
Cyndaquil
in the
out
90s
on
they
the field.
combust.
We do see
Dude,
that TM
it was like
evolution
100
here
health
now.
back in the
It's able
90s
to
was
utilize this
insane.
turn, and then it's
Now we
gone,
have
but it brings out
400.
some of those Quilava to the field, which is what we need to see. That's
I just
what really
hate how
starts our
Garchomp
engine
has
going
0
here
retreat
if
cost.
you're on
I
Christian's
know.
side
That's why I want to
of the
play it.
field, because he needs to get these Quilava.
That's
start
why
to
I
start
want to
seek
play
out
it.
These Ethan's adventure cards, but as we said, we also need to protect against this Raging Bolt. Otherwise, it could just, you know, knock out whatever you want on your field. So Shaman's going to join
There's
the
the
party as
TM
well off the
Evo,
Ultra
dude.
Ball, throwing one of those Typhlosion into the
Oh, look at the
discard pile.
Shaman.
That
I
is
ordered
another resource down here, but
my
we're gonna get a
illustration
fresh
one,
set of
and I was
cards
hoping
off
it'd
of
come in
Professor's
today, but
research
it
here for
didn't.
Christian.
Yeah, crucially, no high five, even though no discarded cards.
Oh,
They're too focused here.
Yeah,
there it is.
stakes are too high. But yeah, this is gonna be another game where Raging Bolt
Oh
gets
my
ahead a couple prize
God.
cards. The Technical Machine Evolution, it will help Christian stabilize a bit here, get those two Ethan's Quilava
Get
into
the little
play
guys.
potentially, and then try to get those Ethan's Adventure into the discard pile and start
There
mounting
it
a comeback.
is.
But if
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
Rafal,
0
this
quick
is what you
retreat
gotta
cost,
do. Put
3
on the
Garchomp on the
pressure.
field.
Hope your
I just
opponent
start hitting for
doesn't
800.
set up.
That's
They stumble a
disgusting.
little bit.
What do I play at my
and then you get out
local
to a big
store
enough
tourney
lead
tomorrow?
where you can just take
Goldango,
advantage.
Draggable, Grizzle,
Um,
Team Rockets Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's
if
shaping up to be
I
another
were
close
you,
one.
It is, which
you- okay,
I'm a fan
if you
of,
wanna win,
honestly. On paper,
you
you
want a
might
good chance
think,
at winning.
Oh, well,
I
you
would
know, you're
say
dealing with
either
weakness, you have a lot of
Goldango or
positives going
Snarl,
Christian's way,
but if you want
there's
to
also a lot
ruin
of negatives
somebody's
to playing,
day,
a deck like
Tyranitar.
this too could get real clunky real fast. And
You
Rafal
wanna
definitely
make
has
one
the
person
cards
miserable?
to,
Play
to be able to
Tyranitar.
disrupt Christian.
How
You
do
just
I
gotta do it
know
at the
this?
perfect
I was the
times
person on
here.
the other
But
end of the
Jewel Seeker
Tyranitar.
is a fantastic ability to be
I
able
was
to be
the
used
person
here
on the
thanks
other
to
end.
Overcon and play.
Tyranitar for Jim.
Rafal is gonna go for looks like a Prime Catcher and a Judge.
I
Just
mean,
going after the
Oh,
I honestly
no!
like it.
Leave the
aggressive.
bird
Here's
alone!
the prime catcher
Leave him
play. That's the
alone!
ace spec in the entire deck. You can only play one. Pidgey's coming back up. It's only 50.
What do you
year
have
HP
against the
here,
bird?
And it is no.
I played
no
against
shocker
a
that
store
this
owner with
Phantom
that
is
deck
able to
last
take
time.
out this
I almost
knockout,
got
converting into that single prize for single prize attack that Rafal seems to go to. But he's throwing that Judge in there as well for
Oh,
some
no.
disruption here from Christian's side. Maybe Rafal's
It's okay. It
able to
was
slow
like fun
Christian
though,
down
right? You had a great
enough to
time.
take the pace in this game his way. A little heavier
Did
this
you have a
time,
good time
and then
at
Christian's not
least?
able to have that last turn where he just squeezes out a win right at the end there. Rafal's definitely
That's why I
feeling
played
like
GP
he's in
Dragon
a little
for
bit
my
of a better
Typhlosion
position
deck.
here.
Yeah, some people are preparing this
I think
this
one
Pokemon with Dragapult.
benefit,
Some
from
have seen
Christian's
Zard
end
as
is it
well, but
puts very little pressure on
I don't know
what
how I feel
he
about
needs to do this
Zard,
turn to get a knockout. Now
personally.
you just need to
the
play an
Typhlosion.
Ethan's Adventure. It gets you the Typhlosion, a Fire
Kai,
Energy,
thank
and
you
it
so much for
gets
the
Ethan's Adventure
16
in the discard
months.
pile, so you can get an attack.
I had a
or
great
knockout
time.
this
My
turn.
opponents not so much.
This kind of pace, I think, works out for Christian because he can just.
I
kinda
can't wait
put
to make
one
people miserable with
Ethan's Adventure
Archeops
into the
Devo.
discard pile at a time
Dude, that's
and
so
get to the damage
gross.
to get
It's the one with the
knockouts here.
ability, right? Where it's
Right,
in the
you'll
active
do
spot, you
100 to
just
knock out the
Devo.
fan Rotom this turn. Now, taking single prize knockouts doesn't feel great against Raging Bolt. Eventually, you need to take the two prize knockouts to close out the
Is that a
game.
Pokemon
but,
Go watch?
This helped a little bit off the
I
judge.
have one of those. I haven't
Being able
played
to
Pokemon
have
Go
the
so-
freedom
I was
to
actually
do
sitting here
kind of a
talking about with one of my
slower turn.
managers.
Yeah,
I was,
like that. I mean, we're still accomplishing all the
talking
same
about Pokemon
things.
Go.
You know, we have the time.
should
We're
get
just
back
single
into it.
prize card Pokemon. The Ethan's Adventure
It's
actually
just so
be able
hot in
to be
Atlantis. I
played
don't wanna
this
go
time,
outside.
whereas before in the game one, we saw them discarded off the secret box. But now we get, you know, the fire energy. We get the Ethan's Pokemon out,
Raging
and
Bolt.
that's the pieces we need to continue the pressure
the two
here
prizes.
for Christian's side. So Christian is
I
doing
think
that
this is
perfectly
okay,
here.
though.
The Typhlosion's out. We have that fire energy in place. And that Ethan's Adventure
He's
joining the
locked
discard
in.
pile.
Christian is locked in.
Yeah, Christian
I
asking
tried to do
how many
Typhlosion
cards
and
do you
Zard, but
have,
honestly
trying to
just how
figure
I
out
thought. But starter
what kind of plays
Pokemon
could you be
Unite.
capable next turn. I think maybe
I think
debating
this version of
putting down the
Typhlosion is really
Pheasantipity
good.
EX, using Flip the Script to draw into more cards. Probably thinks I do need to do this at some point, I need
I
to
don't know.
find ways to draw.
I guess we'll have to
stuff
see
like
what the
Counter Catcher
results
or
in this
Boss's
tournament
Orders,
kind
cards
of
like that,
turn
in order
out.
to go after those Pokemon EX on the bench at some
There's the
point.
Victini.
So it's going to be an interesting decision on if he decides to do it, or maybe he'll hold off till, you know, Rafal is down to 1 prize card. Then you put down the Pheasantipity and draw. Yeah, looks like for now, single prize Pokemon only. Don't give your opponent an opportunity
Exactly.
to take
Do not
two-prize
give them
knockout.
the Skibidi.
And we're back into
don't
the
give him
top
Skibidi.
prize cards
That's
here.
two.
Pidgeot EX being drawn there for Christian off of those prizes. Mew EX as the free pivot being brought into
Victini,
active
my
position
favorite
for
little
Rafal
guy. Dude,
as we go
Victini so
into the deck
good.
off this earthen vessel, tossing away that Latias EX this time around. We saw it in the prize cards before. This time it's going to the discard pile here for Rafal as we get
Too
those
many
energy
times while watching
out
this
of the deck
stream.
onto the field.
It is a Pokemon
He's
weekend.
definitely
I'll
not
tell you
lacking for
that.
energy. He's got a lot in play.
Gravity
Does not have
Mountain.
a Raging Bolt EX in play.
Gravity Mountain's really good right now. There's just so much
And
stage
let's
2.
see
You have
what
to
the
play
plan
Gravity
is
Mountain.
This turn. You know, you're not going to see the 6 energy on the regular Raging Bolt again. That's
It makes
while.
the Garchomp with the power
the
rate
Shaman
full
is protecting
370.
the bench at this moment.
Right.
So if you wanted to go after a
But
weaker
even
Pokemon
then,
on the
that's
bench
still
and
a
beat
lot of
Boss's
HP.
Orders, it looks like
Hypothetically,
maybe
we're
eyeing up the
NAIC,
Teal
what deck
Mask
would you play?
Ogerpon,
Probably
using
Bolt.
the Myriad
Some
Leaf
variant
Shower.
of Bolt.
That's got a lot of energy.
I don't
on
know
it
what
too,
variant.
and that is going to add up.
I
for a
ran
knockout.
5
just
like
between
straight
them, the
Bolt
30
for a
base
while.
damage.
Then I went back
I
to the
wouldn't
Ghost
think that
Bolt.
you're
And
going
then
in
now
against
I'm on
the
Zard
Ethan's type
Bolt.
Lotion
Right.
with a grass type that's easily scorched for
It's,
weakness, but hey, that's the
An
attack that's gonna work here.
interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if
Deck.
it's out, it's already sort of a liability.
Is it interesting? deck?
On your field
now I can
anyway.
chat.
So
Hello, welcome
if you need to
in.
continue the pace of taking
I
these
need to
prize
pill you
cards,
on
and that
Grim.
is your option that you have.
I was able to
mean,
grab
that's
one
what we're going
Grim
with here.
Snarl starter
Teal Mask
deck.
Ogerpon. We're giving it up in the active position
one.
to Christian here.
You know
for
how
a
many?
fall. And
How much
at
people
least
are selling those
getting
for?
that
It's
prize card there,
crazy.
taking a
The
knockout
scalping
on
is
that
crazy. It's just a
Typhlosion,
starter
really
deck.
putting the pressure
Relax.
onto Christian to say, okay, do you have the resources to continue this
excited for
pace
playing
up
tomorrow.
here
Yippee.
and put the pressure back to
4
me?
sweet 7 minutes followers chat. Yeah, I have that
Now, once
rule.
again, though,
And
Christian doesn't need
Fortunato.
much. He just
No.
needs to play in Ethan's adventure.
I have to have that for now.
And he can get the
'cause I've had people in
Typhlosion,
the
he
past
gets
who's,
enough
like,
damage
followed.
to knock out the Teal Mask
do some
Ogerpon,
funny
get 2 more
stuff
prize
in chat.
cards.
But welcome in. I
to
appreciate
get
you
a really
waiting.
slower-
I think a lot of
slow
people would just
pace.
click off.
Rafal has not asked
It's the first
Christian
starter
to
deck in a long time to be top meta
have more
pick.
ways to discard
Yeah, also,
these
I think
Ethan's
what's
adventures,
going
and-
on,
oh,
people are
we do see the
scalping it
Pheasantipity
because
EX
people are
come
trying to
down
grade the
here.
promo.
Looks like the
How do you like that
redeemable
there is a
ticket was
bench
found.
barrier in this
I don't know if
format?
you need to play that. The counter catcher is in the prize cards. so
I
that
think
is
a lot of people are
consideration.
mixed.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we really
We are
didn't
lacking-
have.
We're behind in prize cards here that unlocks that card.
We
Plus,
didn't have bench
you'd be,
barrier for, or did
probably
not
the first player
have
to
a bench
play
barrier for a
redeemable
while. Like
ticket
man,
on
if we
stream.
rotated,
Yeah,
now
that's
decks like
pretty
Slow
cool.
King
That'd be
we're
worth
doing
something.
okay.
Add that to your roster. I
Terra
guess.
Box is doing fine.
Oh my
Screamtail
gosh.
had more
yeah, wasn't it,
options
like,
to
the first
hit.
ace spec that was played was like Awakening Drum or
so
something
the
like
introduction
that.
of
It was
Shaman was
crazy.
really mixed. However, I do think
Basketball or
Shaman is
something.
Yeah,
quite
exactly.
balanced.
Well, we see
because
this
it doesn't
ace spec, speaking
protect
of which, in the
non-rule
secret
box.
coming
So
out
it you can
for
still hit the
Christian is
skibbities, and
gonna
I think it
toss
only
away
protects
these
basics.
Ethan's adventure
Basic
cards
non. Let me
now
actually,
here,
before I
similar to
start
what we saw
spreading
before, but
misinformation,
they've
let me
already
double
netted in
check.
quite a bit of resources, just
Is
consistently
Ogerpon
getting the
meta?
Pokemon and the energy out for
There's
him.
Ogerpons
And
in the meta.
now
I don't know
we're
if
getting
Terra
more
Box.
cards
So
here.
Terra
Gravity
Box was the
Mountain
Ogerpon
being one of the
box.
inclusions into this deck.
I don't know if that's meta
Super Rod,
now.
Recycle those resources, Boss's orders
check.
into the
Shaman,
play
Dustin
here,
Rivals.
and we get one more.
All damage into your bench
within a
Pokemon that
two-card
don't
if
have a
it's
rule box. Yeah, so if
Yeah, the
you're,
scary
it
part
doesn't
now,
protect
though, is
non-rule boxes.
Christian does have the Pheasantipity EX.
So if you have a
in play.
non-rule
The
box,
prize race does not benefit him at the moment.
or you have a
if
rule box, it doesn't protect
Rafal
it.
is
So
able to
the
boss his orders up the
Pheasantippities,
Pheasantipity at some point. You got to think that's gonna be a
Pheasantippities
game-winning play.
are still
but
prone.
Christian decided,
So
yes, I know this is going to be a liability at some point, but I need to start drawing cards, and sometimes that's a risk you got to take.
Shaman,
Gotta
Marin, Terra Box,
prioritize
my friend that
your
plays it.
strength,
Oh, 100%.
what you're working with before
100%.
your opponents
Terra Box
sometimes.
is,
So
I
we'll
don't
have to
think,
see
great
how
anymore
that
because of
pans
Shaman.
out here. as Rafal has definitely been a lot faster, I feel like, in his strategy in this time around in our
Protector for
game
stage
2
2 docks.
against Christian, and sometimes that speed is all you
Yeah.
need.
So I think a lot of people are going to start
Classic
running Mountain
move.
now
You're
to
thinking
try to
about
at least
something
try to
else,
take
you
down the
start
stage
shuffling your
2s when they are
discard pile.
stage
We've all
2s.
been
Oh, I have definitely done that plenty of times here. And then I'm like, wait, what am I doing?
Yep. But yeah, one thing I want to call out
The
there
Shadow
are
Swords, thank
only
you so much for
3
the follow.
Ethan's
Welcome in.
Typhlosion
Should
in
I
the
turn
deck.
off followers
So
chat?
one thing that Christian is thinking about
For
is
today.
I need to draw Super Rod. I
I'll
can't
turn
just
it
sit
off.
here and not find
And
ways
if
to shuffle
for any
the Ethan's
reason
Typhlosion back into my
Something
deck.
silly
So
funny
that may have
happens,
been
I'm going to turn it back
what
on.
finally made him put down the Pheasantipity, flip the script. I need to get Super Rod so I can keep this chain of attackers going. Otherwise, I'm just not going to have a Typhlosion.
Yeah, you're not buddy blasting there, as we see one of those Typhlosion also in the prize cards there for Christian as well.
How
So
are you? I'm doing great.
definitely
How are
has to
you?
maintain the board here.
Hello,
get this
Mateo.
Typhlosion
Welcome
out, buddy
in.
blast into
We are
the
watching
win,
NAIC.
potentially here for Christian, but Rafal, 3 prize cards left to take for Rafal.
Why aren't you
He just
competing,
needs to
Sai?
continue up,
I would have
this
loved to
strategy
go
for
to
him.
NAIC
It's
this
pretty
year,
nice, honestly.
but
this
I had the
UEX has
same
been
reasoning.
Pretty effective for him to just promote it up.
I had
kind
the
of
same
establish what you need to
reasoning
do, and then bounce out of there.
as I did
and
like my other
continue the
stuff.
pressure with these attacks
I
from his Pokemon.
financially just couldn't
Crispin's
make it
gonna
work.
help out a little bit.
I would have
here
loved
as
to go.
well
I want to go
to
next
get
year
some
if I
energy on the
can.
field. Now we
On
actually
time
do
down. It was
have
on
a
accident. It was on
Raging
accident.
Bolt
My mod
EX
apologized.
This time around for
Yeah, that
Christian, or
sucks.
for
I would have
Rafal.
loved to go.
Yeah, I think this is going to present a challenging situation for Christian as well. If Rafal has the Blood Moon Ursaluna to put into
Freddy
play,
Fazbear.
almost like a checkmate situation. It's like if you, sorry, there's no boss's
rooting for
orders
you,
played this
Sai.
turn,
Kill 'em all.
so that didn't happen. But there is a
Dude, I'm
situation
telling
where
you,
it's
the
like
only times
your
I've done
opponent
well at
knocks out an
regionals
EX,
are
and
the
then all you need
times
is the
I
Blood
have
Moon
gotten
and
no
the boss's
sleep.
orders
I did
to
not
knock out the
practice.
Pheasantipity.
I went drinking the night
There's no
before,
way
and then I
for
show the
Rafal to
fuck
really
up,
set up
somehow go 5
like a
and
game
0,
on
and I'm
board
like, oh
situation
wait,
here. So
what am
just
I
gonna
doing
try
here?
to do everything he can to thin out his deck.
What am I doing
set
here?
himself up in case his opponent plays like an Iono to disrupt his hand. Give himself the best odds to close out the game.
You go
on the next
autopilot.
turn.
Dude,
The
I
Mew
don't know.
EX
And then
will
I
also be really
sweated a
important
little
to
bit for my
start
last
drop the free
regionals, and I
cards.
did dog shit.
So yeah, it's a
So I'm like, hold up.
tougher
Maybe I need to
situation
get
for
like
Christian
drunk
this
the
game
night
compared
before
to the
and
first
then
one.
show up.
See if there's anything you can do
That
to
has worked 2 times already.
make some magic happen.
The ultimate plan is having no plans. Exactly, which is so weird because I'm somebody who likes plans. I like being organized, and I really don't like having to raw dog
as
life.
we see these energy that have been put into
But-
play being discarded. He's just choosing
You
where
know?
he's discarding it from his
Sometimes
board. And it
you
seems
gotta
to be
do it.
one from each of these Pokemon. One off the Teal Mask
Play
Pokemon, one
plaster
off
12
that
oh
Baby
30
Raging Bolt,
easy.
and the
If
Raging
I'm
Bolt
like
EX in that
completely
position. So
hungover
you
the
still
next day,
have
I'm winning.
Your attackers there. They
Just
need
know
another
that's
energy,
gonna happen.
to be on them and being able to target them down with Professor Sada's Vitality to get those energy back out. Pretty nice
Top
too.
32
And
Digimon regional.
that brings
Oh,
our ball
hell yeah.
down to 2
Hell
prize
yeah.
cards here in this game. Pheasantipity, a liability for
Skibbity.
Christian on the field, and Typhlosion, another one has been taken out from Christian's side. So Christian, of course, promoting that.
What is your
Koalava
favorite deck to
back
play in
into the
this?
front
Pult?
here. And honestly,
Pult for
the
sure.
The strategy remains.
Dragapult.
Puka, the strategy remains.
Sure works. The times I won
Alright,
Star
let's
Hunter
see
haven't
what
been hungover,
Christian goes
hasn't
for
eaten
here.
anything before.
You
That's
have to
me.
think
That's me.
hand
You gotta
disruption
raw dog it,
is
you know?
a
You
crucial
gotta
part
like
of this
deplete
turn.
your
You
body
let your
of
opponent
resources.
Keep their hand. You
And your
probably
body
expect
is
they're
gonna be
have
forced to
the
perform.
means to knock
This
out
is
your
not medical
Pheasantipity.
advice. This is not advice. This is just what I do,
So
okay?
yeah,
this is what
becomes
works
really
for
tricky.
me.
You need to get
What
a
works for me
Typhlosion
will
out
not
this
work
turn.
for
You need to get a
you.
knockout. You also
Probably.
need to disrupt your
Unless you're
opponent's
crazy
hand,
like
but,
me.
I mean, if you just knock out the active, they're going to be able to restart with the Mew EX. There's the Hoot on the bench that can just go in Jewel Seeker.
This iced
So yeah,
coffee
this
is
is a tricky one to
smacking.
try to figure out a way to get a knockout while also not kind of
Losing.
walking into your
Right.
opponent's plans.
Yeah, there's also only so much.
I
you
don't
can
know,
really
man.
do
Yes.
As well.
The Raging Bolt
I mean,
player
if you're
looks a
Christian
little,
in the spots. He's going to be doing
looks
all
a little,
this as we see the
beefed up
Koalava
over
come
here.
Out here from that
Typhlosion took a
as well as
hot
the
minute to
important
set
Typhlosion.
up.
They had the attachment for turn, so Christian's got everything he needs to take this knockout onto the Raging Bolt EX, just verifying that there's 4
Oh
Ethan's
my
Adventure
God.
in the discard pile, which there is. That's a single card here for Christian to take to win. But
Oh my
Rafal,
God.
as you said, Puka has some options here. Mew EX, what's
No,
his hand?
his hand is horrible.
No way.
Oh,
Wait, can he
no.
discard anything?
I don't even know if he can get down to below 3 cards.
Oh no, yeah, we needed that
It's
restart.
like 4 basic Pokemon, an energy, and a boss's orders.
Wow, yeah, there's only 1 bench space even open here for Rafal. There's no Area 0 Underdepths in play here.
And it's not a grass energy. You
Watching
can't
this
even
makes me
use
interested
Field
in getting an
Dance.
Ethan
Right.
deck myself. I don't think
Oh,
it's that
man.
expensive.
Wait, which energy is it?
I mean, the
lightning
Ethans
energy.
are
Oh.
like just regular hollows.
No, he can't even attack either. Oh my gosh.
Wait, did he
Yeah, I
lock
think your only hope
himself?
at this stage is to boss's orders.
Flip
and
the
hope
table,
your opponent
auto win.
doesn't know where to retreat.
Right, how awkward is that for Rafal? He just used the artisan
Yeah, it's
to
less
look
than
through the
$30
deck
for
just
sure.
to verify
Definitely
everything
a
that's even in there.
great
Boss's orders
deck.
is in the hands, but other than that, just a
And
bunch
cheap.
of basic Pokemon
Can't
in
believe
energy.
the hand
That's
is
it.
bad. How is it possible to be this bad?
Yeah, when you see the boss's orders on the sensitivity, look at that, just
Ah,
showing the fire energy there.
GGs.
Christian only needed that single a prize card to take. He wanted to know what the hand was.
Yeah.
It was that atrocious here. He's like, what?
It's like, how
are
can you not
what is
even
this?
restart? What is going on?
That Typhlosion making it out.
Ethan
2-0.
Typhlosion is taking things down here for Christian in the
That's so
Swiss
sick.
round 5 with a 2-0 victory.
Yeah,
We
congratulations.
love to
Christian
see it.
D'Onofrio.
We
5-0.
do.
Can't start any better than that, and doing it in style with a new deck
The
out of
official
Destined Rivals.
commentator
The
given
Ethan's
this chance.
Typhlosion.
So, just full
Ooh, I know
transparency,
this was a deck that people were
I would love to do
kinda
this.
tinkering with. but
I don't
the
think they would
general
invite me as
sentiment was,
Poseidon.
This is not a deck you can bring to NAIC.
I don't think
and
they would
expect
invite
to
me as
win.
Poseidon, and I don't have enough
Christian,
casting
maybe he had some
experience, so
other
I don't think they'll
plans.
let me.
We'll see how this does. This is
But
this is,
if
an
it
amazing
was,
start.
I probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
I mean,
be Poseidon.
Incredible start here for Christian
It would not be
D'Onofrio.
as
I'm telling
Poseidon.
you, put a backwards Ultra Ball hat on him. He's Ethan, for real.
It
He
would
kinda
probably
looks
be
like
my
him. But
flesh
as you see, the
mortal
strategy
form.
was online here for Christian, and it was consistent. That was the one thing we were a little bit worried
Dude.
about. You could falter, you could miss a turn, but unfortunately it was Rafal.
I'm gonna
that,
need this
that
guy's
was
list.
happening to throughout these
Need to
games.
ask
But
where they
we
let-
did see Rafal
they let
sort of
others do
adjusting
shoutcasts as
here, trying to take
YouTubers.
these
Ooh,
knockouts.
you know what? I might need to be
back
more
and forth.
covered
At
up.
this point, put the Raging Bolt up there. and
I
Christian just
definitely
knocked it
need
out.
a more
First
covered up
few prize
outfit.
cards,
I mean, look
6
at my
energy on
zoinga
that
zoinga.
Raging
I
Bolt,
actually have a
to
different
just
version
take
of my
a
model
knockout
on
for a
where
single
the
prize
physics
card
are like
trade, and
kind
then
of
that insane
all over the
turn
place.
where Christian is
Maybe
able
I
to
should
get
get
the
my other
fire,
model.
get
Hold
the
up. I mean,
Typhlosion off of flip the script.
both
take
models
the
have a
win
lot
there
of
in our
booba.
game 1. And then we headed into game 2. Rafal had
Both models
more
have a lot of
strategy at
booba.
hand here. We saw the Teal Mask Ogre Pond being lined up with energy as the fan Rotom was able to
Hold
trade
up.
those prize cards 1 for 1.
I know, it's 'cause
throughout
I have
game
the
as
physics
well.
turned up.
UEX was free pivot.
Let me
the
get
whole
my other
game
model.
here
I
for
think this
Rafal.
one's a
And
little
it just wasn't
better.
enough here. Had the ability.
I don't think
and
it's much
set
better. There's
himself
still
up
a lot
in
of
the best
tot
way
tot. You can see
possible
the physics.
for
I
the
turned
end
them
of this
down a
game,
little
but
bit.
just did not have the right cards in hands or any way to get around this. Just boss's orders, try to stall here a little bit, and Christian
That's
flashes that
crazy.
fire energy, retreats
These
out of there,
people are
and takes
nuts,
the win
chat.
here
They
with Ethan's
nuts.
Typhlosion.
Hold up.
Beautifully played.
Sorry.
From both
I
of
know,
our
I know,
players
I know.
There, but I mean, if I'm gonna lose to anything as a Raging Bolt, I'm not.
I just want to
gonna
make sure,
be
am I
mad at
streaming in the
Typhlosion.
right
I mean,
category?
How many of those am I even gonna go up against? You know what I mean?
Probably one.
Yeah, probably that one.
Yeah.
Am I streaming in the right
Kind
category?
of wiping away the sweat. He knew he got away with one there.
Right.
That was not a game he probably should have won.
Oh wait, are drops
You
enabled?
just think in that
Can you
situation,
guys
your
get
opponent
drops?
doesn't need much, right? Just playing Noctowl, the game is over.
On-
Any Ultra
on
Ball, the
Twitch?
game is over. Blood Moon Ursaluna plus the boss's orders, it's over. But somehow your opponent's hand is just completely unplayable.
I think drops are enabled.
Why
Can you
would-
guys check?
They do nothing and you win.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
mean-
it works.
Let
me just double check my drops are enabled.
That's what I was saying. The light was beaming down there.
Yippee!
on
Okay,
Christian
cool. I'll
for
add it to
sure.
the
Both
title.
games.
Right?
Yeah, first game just
Sorry,
flips the script,
gamers.
draws 2 exact cards he needed. Second game, his opponent just has absolutely nothing on the final turn.
Sorry, YouTube
Sometimes
folk.
that's
If
what
you
it
want
takes
the
to
drops for the
I mean, I don't think we could have seen a
NAIC,
better showcase
come watch
for
on the
Ethan's
other
Typhlosion.
channel.
For sure. You have to have some aura to play this deck, but if you do, you will be successful. That's what Christian D'Onofrio is showing us here on the stream. And now for us, Puka, that means we've tested 2 games so far here at NAIC, both including a Raging Bolt, where the Raging Bolt has unfortunately taken the loss there. So that's
Raging Bolt!
16% of our meta share out in the NAIC field
That's
right
a lot.
now. A
That's
lot
a
of people
lot of
own this
people.
deck, play this deck,
That
and
is
it
a
has
lot.
so much sheer power. Why do you think it kind
Meganium
of comes up
pin.
short
We
in
love
some of these
Meganium.
matchups?
No Meganium haters
I
in
mean,
my
it has a
chat.
lot of
You're not
close
allowed.
matchups, I would say. All right, the game plan for the Raging Bolt deck is not particularly complicated, right? You just kind of. I mean, there's some. There is some.
Raging Bolt
very
has such a
important
bad matchup in the
sequencing terms of
Typhlosion.
figuring
Oh,
out what to attack
100%.
with, what resources to
It's
leave
not
yourself
that
with,
hard for the Typhlosion to
things
get
like
all
that. But at the
4
end of the day, it is just you're gonna attack one Pokemon
adventures
every
in the
turn.
discard,
You have
and
to put
not only
Pokemon
that,
EX into play,
it's
and there's a lot of
one-shotting
weaknesses
bolts without
in this
charms,
kind of
and
a
it's
deck,
one-shotting
and if, you know, your opponent
Ogre
draws
Pods,
a little bit
no
better than
problem.
you, or you miss some
It
things
just
at the end of the
needs
game,
what?
You do constantly need to be playing
2
cards
adventures
every
to
turn
one-shot
keep
a
up,
Teal Mask.
Right, you discard energy from play, so then you need to refuel them every turn, and if you just miss at the end of the game, sometimes you end up losing. But yeah, sometimes you also just get a little unlucky.
Yes,
I'll give
that
Meganium
is
its
for
props
sure.
once I see it's
Unfortunate
mega. You know what? That's
for
fair.
Rafal in those matchups, but you know, one
That
thing I
is
noticed
fair.
about Raging Bolt's like play or the matchups too, something that I feel like is super important that maybe is not always highlighted is like what Pokemon you do put into play and when as well. You know, we were kind of discussing a little bit about, you know, when you're putting extra Hoot into play against certain matchups, or like if you have Pokemon that could be major liabilities and not wanting them to be in play, or when you can maybe get rid of and bump your Area 0 under depths and take Pokemon out of play. So I feel like that is one thing. There's a lot of Pokemon in the deck, but if you're just throwing
goes a
things
random
down,
water
you can
type
honestly put
trainer.
yourself into some really awkward positions as the Raging Bolt player.
Yeah, it's actually a very complicated
I don't
deck
know.
to play
I
perfectly.
usually
Yes.
To give
Oh, for
yourself
sure.
the best chance to win at the end of these
When I
games.
go to
And
regional
I do think
tournaments,
this
I
is
dress pretty comfy.
A deck that,
If I'm gonna be
kinda like
staying
newer
there for
players or
almost
less
12
experienced
hours,
players
10,
gravitate
12
towards,
hours, I wanna be
or even if
comfortable.
like you haven't practiced a lot,
Right.
right? You're just like,
I really
I'm
hope
going
something
to
besides
NAIC,
Guardy
I
or
haven't
Pote
played in
wins
a
this
while.
tourney.
I guess I'll just play a
True.
straightforward deck.
I like
I'll
playing
play Raging
Ionobolt.
Bolt.
Yeah, no,
and you don't
Iono Bolt's
realize,
funny too.
Especially with the Noctowl and things like that, managing
Even deck
your
would still be
bench,
scary.
all
Oh,
these different
100%.
things. There are lots of ways
How
to
much
kind of play
HP does
yourself
Belly
out of
Bolt
a
have?
win.
There are.
There's
Yeah,
very
comfy clothes
silly
are a
ways,
must.
like if you like.
There was
fill
actually
your
one
bench, then you
regional. I
realize,
went in like
oh, I
really
didn't
cute
put down
clothing, but it
Overpon.
wasn't like the most like comfortable thing.
That gets bad
And I
really fast.
wanted
Are
to
we
die
seeing
like
the
3
wrong
rounds in.
energy
I'm like, please get me out
attacks?
of this.
Yeah. Wrong energy.
Get me out of
two
this. I don't
different
want to wear
types,
this
Yes.
the
anymore.
Raging
Now
Bolt
I learned my
attacks,
lesson.
yeah.
I wear
There's
something
lots of rooms
comfy.
to make very
I wear
silly
comfortable
mistakes to make
shoes.
yourself feel dumb. But
When
it is a powerful deck when it all gets going. That's why so many people are playing it.
Yeah.
But
There needs
yeah,
to be
it's
like
also-
a judge,
it's a very popular deck.
staff.
Everybody is expecting to play against it.
Like,
you also don't
You
get
can
any
only wear these
advantage.
shoes, and it's the most
Nobody's like,
comfortable shoes
"Oh,
ever.
Raging Bolt, I didn't
played at
expect to play against this today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We're more showing the
What is that?
Pokemon players.
Yeah,
Dude.
and that's why Raging Bolt often
Between
sees
you
a
and
pretty
me,
poor
I
conversion rate
had-
going into
So
our
my
day
locals
twos, but
is
I'll
was
tell
taking
you what,
place. They
someone who's
scheduled
contributing
my LGS
to a better
scheduled
conversion
the
rate for
MTG
Ethan,
Final Fantasy
Typhlosion,
pre-release at the same time as my Pokemon
D'Onofrio
locals because we don't
here.
take
We're
up
about
like
to
the
hear from
entire
him. Let's
room.
give him a big victory cheer.
Holy fucking
as
shit!
the teeny
I
worded out
wanted to
here
kill
from
myself
Ethan
in
himself,
Minecraft.
Christian
It
D'Onofrio.
smelled
Garza,
so
take it away.
atrocious in there. It was like
Hello, everyone, and welcome
No,
to the big
it was
stage.
bad. It was
Scarzik
really
here
bad.
with Christian D'Onofrio. How you feeling, my friend?
Pretty lucky. Pretty lucky.
oh my god, I love his
I
accent.
Look, but you picked
Belly
Ethan's
Bolt had
Typhlosion.
280.
Surely you had some sort
That's
of
not too
hard
bad.
read on the metagame.
Yeah. We with a friend, we were trying to find a consistent deck. We couldn't find it. And then we chose Ethan.
So
Oh,
you had trouble finding something with consistency, but you settled on Ethan's anyway. Did you like it as a single prize deck or just a fun new deck from Destined Rivals?
I mean, the thing is, it has many good matchups around the board, and I think seeing the most played decks, it only have to lose to Dragon Ball Dasmar, and it's pretty well positioned in the meta if you draw your cards. If
I
you don't
mean,
read,
yeah.
like I did, pretty much both games, but I got pretty lucky. About defense at DPD, man.
That is, I think, the worry of every Pokemon player. Just hope that you can draw your cards correctly. Make sure your deck is at least doing the strategy that it was built to do. Now, I notice here that you've got Typhlosion paired with Pidgeot EX. Was that immediately what you decided to partner with the Typhlosion engine, or did you arrive at that conclusion after a lot of testing?
Yeah, initially we were trying with the Dracloak engine, but in the end it was so weak. You have to draw cards to set up that.
Hopefully we can get Psyduck soon.
Instead, with the
Psyduck. I don't think it'll happen until after
You can
Worlds.
easily build Pidgeot and then
I was at a
Pidgeot,
Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy event.
and
Nice!
Pidgeot gets you the
Got a
card you
3.
need.
Yippee!
Is that.
Yeah, I'm not into like Final
I
Fantasy.
think that players definitely
but
are
I've
underrating
been
Quick
seeing,
Search
like,
right
all
now
the sick
because of
arts
Rocket's
from it.
Watchtower. Was that a consideration? Have you been running into a lot of Team Rocket's
Been a
Watchtower so
big
far in the
set.
tournament?
I did face one, but it was in Goldengo.
Oh.
But you can also draw with Fezandipity. So maybe you can draw with Fezandipity one of the 3 outs of the 3 stadiums you have, plus the secret box, plus Arven into secret box.
Okay.
So you have outs. I mean, if they Yono you, and
You
do
just
the
shit and cry.
tower,
You just cry.
and the Yono is for 2. I don't know about that. But you know, in the early game, if they do tower early like they did,
Paid
it didn't matter.
$60 for a booster
Yeah,
pack?
and it's
No
great that
way.
you're playing a deck that still feels like you can fight
That's
back against
insane.
these awkward matchups, these
$60?
situations. And despite that, you're 5-0. You're doing
I
a lot of
wouldn't
good
open
work
it.
here. Do you want to give a
There's
shout
a
out to anybody
Marvel,
else who
Avatar:
maybe
The Last
is playing the same
Airbender.
deck
Oh,
as you?
you know
or
what?
helped
When
you
Avatar:
with
The
this
Last
initial testing
Airbender
and
gets
settle on
released,
Ethan's
I might
Typhlosion
be
for
taking a
NAIC.
look.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
regular
I really
box
have to
for the
thank you,
set is
Gianmarco,
200?
my friend that
That's a lot.
tested the deck with me, gave me the idea, and helped me through this week basically, because you know we just had a
Buster
special event in
Boosters are
Italy,
nuts.
so it was back and forth
Holy
from that.
shit.
Yeah,
Maybe
I really have to
60 isn't
shout
that
out to
bad
him.
then.
Yeah.
That's great.
Gianmarco, you are the best.
Shout out to Jamarco. I love it. Love it. The players that test together, win together, and
Yeah!
love to enjoy Pokemon together. But that is going to be it from us. We're going to kick things back to the casting desk and get the rest
Get
of
Gazer on
NAIC
stream!
underway.
Get him on stream!
Hello there to the testing partners. Love to see it. And fantastic to hear from our winner in our Swiss round 5. What a show. It was pretty awesome to be able to cast over an Ethan's Typhlosion. Puko, were you expecting that? Was that on your bingo card?
I thought maybe some people would play it. I did not expect it to do particularly well, and you could see Christian maybe got a little lucky to win some of those games.
Yeah, you know what? That's
but
very
You got to
fair.
get lucky in a field this large, right? You got to have some things go your way. You need skill to back it up. You need to make a good decision on your deck building and things like that to put yourself in a position to have, you know, when those fortunate things happen, you put
Right.
yourself in a position to win and take advantage. But yeah, I don't think this was even in like my top 10 picks for this tournament.
That's fair.
Especially
That's
to be
fair.
undefeated
Kaden, thank you so much for the
right now.
follow. Welcome
Like,
in.
that's just pretty wild. 5-0 here at
That's
NAIC.
insane.
Well, if that was on anyone's bingo card, give it a stamp there.
I hope he runs
I
into
wanna
Raging
see,
Bolts for the
what
rest
was
of the
on
tournament.
Our bingo cards. We get to make a couple of predictions as
Ah!
commentators of these fantastic events.
I should have
Let's
made my
take a
own bingo
look
card.
at what some of those predictions were from each of us. As far as our casting
What?
predictions, okay, let's just start with this. Puka.
Frost, I
Let's
want to
talk
see
about the
Grustar
giant
Frostloss, please.
Dragonfly in the room.
Picnic
the
basket is
Mega
insane.
EX. What is happening here? It's like one of these things is not like the other. What is going on?
Okay, I would say a lot of these
Never
things are
too
not like
late.
the others. You're just gonna gloss
Oh,
over your
you're so
Chi-Yu, but okay,
Whoa,
we'll
whoa,
start
whoa.
with
Wait,
Yan Mega.
you're so right.
Yeah, I mean, Yan Mega EX has a ridiculously powerful ability, right? You can just search your
Okay.
deck for 3 basic grass energy and just attach it to Yan Mega EX. It basically just powers up its attack right away, and then the attack
All
lets
right.
you move energy to a Pokemon.
Let's,
You can charge up something else.
Let's make our own bingo
It feels
card
like
chat
there is
for the
potential for,
last
this
2
thing
hours,
at
because I
some
could only
point.
be
It
here
needs
for
the
2
right
hours
partner,
today.
needs some tools to work with. I don't think anybody's really found it quite yet. Sorry, Shay. Maybe there's a deck
Okay.
out there that we haven't seen yet. That
Chat, what is gonna be on our
popping
bingo
off the
card?
mega out there.
I think I saw one that
Why
was
isn't this
kind of
funny?
successful out there, at
Yeah,
least in the
but
standings.
It does.
Yeah.
Grass is a good type right now.
It is.
You do hit a lot of stuff for weakness. So
It
you hit
does
the
freeze when I
Grimmsnarl,
click out of
Charizard
it.
EX, the Cynthia's Garchomp.
That's so
There's a lot of
annoying.
Pokemon that have weakness to grass type. So
Yeah.
Wah.
yeah, this is a really easy
Wah.
Pokemon to power up. It does, enough damage
Okay.
where if something has a weakness to
One
grass,
sec.
you're gonna knock it out in one hit every time. I have seen it paired up with the Iron Hands EX. You can use the attack on the second turn. You move 3 energy to the Iron Hands, and then
No!
you threaten the amp you very much on the next turn.
Okay.
So yeah, there's some potential there.
What is
there's
our
definitely a lot of
funny
potential there. And
things we could
as we've
see?
been saying, NAIC is kind of an open field.
I'm gonna
We
have
didn't know
to
what people were going to
have this
bring,
up
what
still.
text we were going to
Okay.
see, what was going to be prioritized. in a
Samara,
lot
thank you so
of
much for
these
the follow.
decks.
Welcome in.
And we
Okay.
definitely have some tech cards in here from our caster picks for sure. I mean, we see Kyle over there with that technical machine devolution. There's decks that have devolution and the technical machine evolution, but the devolution
Okay.
in these spread damage decks
We have to do it in
especially can
Comic
set up for
Sans.
some incredible plays where you get those damage counters out there on the field,
Where's Comic
play
Sans? There
that
we go.
devolution one turn, and you're taking knockouts
gonna
all
edit the
over your
color.
opponent's field. I would love
There
to
we go.
see a really cool devolution
All right.
play out there. And then we saw
Um,
Chip's picnic basket. Chip's going for a picnic.
Yeah, the counter to the TM
Right.
Devolution.
Yes.
Yeah, the picnic basket, healing damage for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it heals all 30
my
damage.
God,
from
how do I do
every
this again?
Pokemon, which is
Chat, I
pretty
forgot
cool
how to
see.
use
So
paint.
There's definitely techs out there in the field that our players have been considering.
We can
But
do
honestly, it's all
it!
going to come down to what was the best meta call as far as
Oh,
decks
shit.
and the
Hold up.
techs from our
One,
players, and then they have to pair that
two- oh,
with
no.
some pretty high-level skill as well. As
Okay,
if these
Poseidon, it
tournaments
doesn't have
go,
to be perfect.
it
It's
gets
fine.
tougher every single round you go on. And
Okay.
it's only going to be tougher
It's
from here. Of course,
fine.
we have 9 Swiss
20
rounds today.
spaces?
Just wrapped up our 5th, so we're kind of over the halfway point
One.
here now, Puka. And I
barely,
see day 1.
Yeah,
One.
like you said, it is a long day, right? You
It is.
start pretty
Two.
early. A lot of players are traveling from out of the country,
Jet
so there
lag.
might be jet lag.
so good at
If you
this,
got in,
clearly.
let's say like yesterday
That's a
or the
lot
day
of
before,
spaces.
yeah,
We're
your
gonna have,
sleep
like,
schedule might be all
25.
messed up. And yeah, you're out here for
All right.
who knows, 10 hours, maybe longer. You got 9 rounds to play.
It's not
Yeah.
best of 1.
Yeah.
It's best of 3.
Best of 3. Every round's gonna take probably an hour.
Ah, your
or so.
EX?
So yeah,
What
it
the-
is
what?
kind of
I
an
now label
endurance
scalpers at my
contest as
target
well
Team
at some
Rocket.
level.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Why do I
you
need to
get
go
through the
back to
first couple
elementary
rounds,
school?
You got like the adrenaline
I
high. like,
know what
everything's
shapes
good,
are.
You got energy, yeah, you're focused. But then
All right.
once you get to like the middle of the
Let's
day,
see.
I think this is where people start to make
Okay,
some
Raging
mistakes,
Bull,
lose
we already
focus.
saw.
It's
Okay.
really key to be able to kind of lock in and keep your composure
I am in love with the
throughout
announcer
day
lady.
because
I think
a
everybody
loss at any
loves
point is a
Shelby Boo,
loss.
including me.
So
She's
anytime
so
you make
pretty,
a big
dude.
blunder like that and throw a game, that
she
just
is like
significantly decreases your
really
chances
pretty.
of making it to day 2, make it to top
She is
cut, eventually
gorgeous.
winning the tournament. And
Alright.
there's probably not going to be a lot of room for error with how many players are in this tournament. To make it to an eventual top 8 or top cut, maybe you can have 2 losses.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have a very good
tough.
run.
Yeah.
Very good run out there. Every single match point counts for our players out
Yeah.
in our field.
I mean,
You're-
it's very possible you need to go
'Kay!
like X, one loss,
Alright.
1 tie, and the rest wins. There may not
What are
be a
some
lot of room
funny
for
things?
mistakes or poor luck throughout the tournament. You need to go on a really strong run.
Right, and I mean that's why I think you see
TCG
our
player.
top tier players kind of sometimes siding on decks that they're familiar with, that they've played for a
Non-American
long
takes
time,
place.
because then they have that edge just from
I won't be
sheer
here
amount
the
of reps they've
entire.
put in
I won't only
behind
be here
the
for like
deck.
another 2
That's why
hours.
they always say, stick with what you're comfortable with.
So let's
and you'll
let's
probably
slide
have better
cards
odds
that
to,
are like
survive these rounds
could
out
see in the
here,
next 2
because
hours.
it does get tiring. It weighs on you mentally, and you're gonna need some snacks, some food, maybe
Marnie's
some energy
Grimmsnarl.
drinks out there in our field, and that's
Oh my
probably
God.
what a lot of our players out
I
there
would
are
wanna see
feeling
Picnic
right
Basket,
now.
actually.
But one thing that's tried and true, sticking with what you know, being comfortable, and of course having
Is
fun.
TCG
here
player
playing
down?
Pokemon TCG. And another thing that's tried and true, tuning into our stream. We've been taking you through these incredible stream matches all throughout our Swiss rounds so far in our day one, and it's only going to continue from here as we get to those higher undefeated records and we see what decks are sitting at the top, what players are behind them, and we get to follow these iconic storylines. So make sure you stay tuned in. We're going to be jumping into another Swiss round very soon.
Yippee!
We'll be right back.
Okay.
My name is Calvin Connor, and I'm from Seattle, Washington.
It's Calcon.
Calvin Connor,
in my
one
chat
game
a few
away
times.
from that regional championship victory.
My go-to starter would definitely be Charizard. Oh, Charmander. I started playing Pokemon because my whole family was kind of into it. All my
I'm not
brothers
laughing
played
at
as well.
Calcon, guys. I
We
swear
started
he's
at
cool.
Uncle's Games, actually. It was at the mall where we first found where Pokemon was. So we would all go to the local league.
Why isn't TCG
My first
player
Worlds
working
ever,
for
I was a
me?
junior, and I felt like I was really prepared for the event, and then
Oh,
I
there we
ended up
go.
losing almost every single round. I kind of got shell-shocked and was
Okay.
like, okay, there's another
We
level
see
that I
Gazer
can
on
get to in
stream.
this game.
We
My
cross
father,
it
he
out on
likes
the bingo
to play
card.
Pokemon TCG as well. He would always be there for me and have my back throughout these tournaments. Sometimes you take a hard loss and you just kind of sit there for a minute. It's always nice to just have that person that's there for you and will help support you and get you through it. I did end up quitting from 2016 to 2020, I believe.
Not
I had a
living
lot
for
of
me
changes
anymore.
going
No!
from high school to college, and over COVID, there was online play going on. Just getting a chance to compete
Yeah,
and play again
I think
gave me
there's
all the
something
strength
wrong.
to say, okay, I'm going to start going to events again. My favorite moment was London 2022. I played in the asymmetrical top cut at 8 to 9. I ended up losing that game, but I did end up proposing to my wife at that event. So that was one of my favorite moments from Worlds for sure. My #1 goal is to always be the best
I'm
version of
taking
myself that I can be.
suggestions,
So going
chat.
into every game with a clean slate.
Whiffs
and saying, how can I
Earthen
play this
Vessel,
game the best that I
6
can.
energy starting hand.
Something I learned is that it's okay to fall down, not always win. If you put the
Oh,
time
okay,
in,
okay,
you
okay.
put the
6
effort
energy
in the
starting hand.
practice, you will eventually get there. My deck was Regidrago V-Star with the Teal Mass Ogerpon. So you play a plethora of Dragon-type attackers inside your deck that you can copy, like the Alolan Executor, Dragapult, Giratina V-Star. This finals match was just crazy. I tend to make conservative plays. I talked to my brother about this. He was telling me that I should make more aggressive plays and go for the wins. I said, all right, I'm gonna flip this coin. If it spells, I'm gonna win this game.
Okay, what's that? What else? What else?
This could be
2
the
plus
biggest
mulligan.
coin flip of the year. Oh,
More
we're gonna see
than
it.
2 mulligans.
To just finally get this one, it just feels like a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Oh, shit.
Coin flip wins the
2 or
Toronto Regional
more.
Championship.
My last finals
EX
was
prize.
Peoria in 2022, and I played against Tord Reklev, who a lot of people say
Is Tord
the
playing at
best player in the
NAIC?
game. It felt like that was that was my chance, and I was just right there, and that was the one that got away from me. So I would love to get a
4
rematch
tails
with him
in
at the
a
World
row.
Championship.
What
My little
what
brother
deck does
actually
coin
ended
flips?
up winning the World Championships
I
in
like
the
we
video
wouldn't see
game.
that.
To be a champion with him, it would mean everything to me. I was planning on skipping this one. My grandma ended up passing away last week,
Oh.
and she was there for me when I won my first other tournament,
sorry.
which was Nationals in 2013. My mother, she was like, "You're gonna win this one for her." Like, she would want you to go. It just felt like she was there with me for this one.
Let's kick off
Oh,
the
you know what I'd like to see?
2024 Pokemon
Angelite on stream.
International Championship.
Angelite on stream would be kind of sick.
Can they outsecure Ibichan? Yes, they can! Yes, they can! They simply can't stop Fusion. No one could stop
Pokemon
Fusion
Unite? I
throughout this
forgot.
tournament.
We
That
see
is why
Pokemon Unite
Fusion
in the
are
stream
your
once a year.
AL's Cup
Twice a year, sorry. My bad. Are there
Maybe
gators
Weedle's
in that
about to
river?
clean up this
Probably.
game.
Emmy Weedle did a phenomenal job of reading that if Annihilate is out on the lead, I can win this game with Vigoroth.
4
And
kills in a
Emmy
row.
Weedle is gonna 3-0 sweep Duma to become your European International
chat.
Champion.
Sick.
see the
We're so
Mirage
bad.
Gate, accelerate
Holy
this
shit.
Hisui and Gudra, and with this jet energy,
I miss
it can
Lost
move
Box,
into the
stop!
active spot, and a final
I'm mourning.
boss's orders, commanding one of these two Pokemon on the bench to come up, will clench the game out for Johan, and he becomes your Europe International Champion.
Stop! I'm mourning.
If Gabriel can
I
find
miss my
himself
Lost
an
Box.
energy card and one of those counter catcher, he can bring up one of these bench 2 prize Pokemon. Let's see if it's there. It finds both the counter catcher and the dark energy. The back-to-back international champion, Gabriel Fernandez, wins it all in Europe.
We need 13 more. Guys, we need 13 more. What are we putting on the bingo card?
Each. Can Tord find the knockout this turn?
Charizard EX in hand. One more piece of the puzzle.
And that's going to be it. The rare candy from the Pidgeot EX will find the evolution needed. Charizard EX, the knockout. Tord Reklev is your European International champion. 5-time international champion and the greatest
put
player
Zard up there.
of the modern era.
If we can watch a Zard match.
And a Saltfest variant.
Ibichan coming out
God,
again from the Ogre Pond, picking up a huge knockout here, leaving the Incineroar. If it does outspeed this Ferrograph, if it's trying to go for the Trick Room, is going to be able to get the knockoff off, and it is going to pick up a huge
Oh my God,
knockout.
why is it so big?
Huge knockout indeed.
Oh my
But
God.
the battle is cancelled. We have our first juniors final in the EU 2024 Championships. Kevin Han.
Elaborate.
In with this play, drag the balls, Todd doing the Chen Pao. It is enough. It picks up the.
Oh, you know what,
and this
Chen
team
Pao
has a lot of pulling weight.
Chen Pao would
It
be
has to
funny.
do. It will not, and we see it's been locked in. Benjamin Polster is your champion of the European International Championships.
One hit is all it's going to be taking to take that
Itchy
Pokemon
pollen, dude. That's
down.
gonna be like our
And
first
this
bingo.
match, Nils has
Our
been in
first
such
thing.
control the entire
Do not-
time. It was well played, but Nils, he never let out.
Do not
Always
underestimate
was so
the
close
Badoo.
to the
That's gonna be like
title,
one of our
and is
first
going to
things.
claim it. Nils Dunlop is going to be your European International Champion.
Are people still playing Iron
Pretty
Thorns?
crazy
No,
with
but
this
it would be
win.
really
I
funny if
did not
somebody
expect this coming
did.
here. I was happy that I managed to clinch out the win in those crucial moments.
Too happy almost. I won the European Championships and I still can't believe it.
I feel pretty normal.
A bit in shock.
Honestly,
Kinda
same.
getting
I
used
also
to
feel really
this
normal.
now, but still just a great feeling.
I feel very
Badoo,
happy to
but with
won EYC
bravery
because
charm.
it was my first IC
That's
win.
weirdly specific.
haber logrado esto.
I like
verdad
it.
es algo que siempre quería. Sentí mucho ese logro hace mucho querer y también enfrentarme ante Ibichan.
It's been a little bit of time since, especially last year when I got so close and lost in the final. It felt really good to be able to get a little bit of redemption and keep the title in Europe this year.
Okay. I was sick.
You are tuning in to the hottest
Old mirror match?
competition
Ooh.
around the North America
That's a good
International Championships here in New Orleans, Louisiana. We are in the middle of our day one here
Garchomp
in Louisiana.
with the power
and
weight?
It has been.
My God, look how big it is!
Swiss rounds
That's
so
what she
far with
said.
y'all. Of course, Shelby Boo here on the desk with Kyle Puka Sukovic. Kyle, we've had some fun matches. This one's going to be pretty epic coming up for y'all as
Oh.
well. But there are plenty of matches out there that are so notable. I mean, the best players in the world are here at NAIC, and we have a lot of notable matchups in the field. Let's take a look at those before we hop into our stream match.
Wait, I'm not done with my bingo card!
Who these players are
John
gonna be facing
Eng?
off against.
Henry
Yeah,
Chow,
looks like we got
Andrew
Caleb
Mahone!
Franklin versus
Let's
John
go!
Eng at 4-0-1. Going to be facing off in our featured match here. But yeah, we see a lot of the players here at 5-0 and 4-0-1. 15 match points or 13 match points, the highest you can be right now. We do see Stefan, who we featured earlier, 5-0 with that Dragapult ends Zoroark
Andrew, what is
deck.
Andrew
So
Mahone
it
playing?
seems like it's
Leaf
working out
Green,
for him
hi,
so far.
hello,
Going
thank
up
you so
against
much for
Aiden
enjoying
Moose,
my videos.
Another very
Thank you,
strong
thank you.
player out in the field here. Yeah, we have a lot of great players. We have some players from Japan who are very strong, who are doing well here. Henry Chow, a name we've seen a lot of, going up against Kaiwan Kababe, another strong player from Australia. Mays Brenningmeyer, who was a runner-up at the World Championships, was on the wrong end of the Archie's Blastoise deck. Yeah. And Andrew Mahone, a fan favorite out here at 4-0-1 as well. So we got a lot of great matchups out there.
Yeah, look at that. All the content creators here. Luke Morta is over there sitting at 5-0, 15 match points there. Scooped up here at NAIC. Incredible players out in our field. They're going to have to face off with
We need 4 more bingo cards!
Once again, to try to
4
get
more!
more of those match points. As we look at our standings,
We didn't even
match points.
mention Ryuki Okada, who is the EYC champion this year, also starting 5-0. Could he go for back-to-back international championship
Wow,
victories?
Ender is. Thank you so much for the gifted member. Thank you, thank you.
Here are all of our 5
Speed run.
As we see, we finally have an updated standings for you all in our Masters division here in New Orleans. As we see who is at the top. Ryan Antonucci up there sitting at the top. Of course, the same record as all of these players on this this 16 graphic here. There's a lot of 5-0s out there, and these are the players that are starting out strong, some more familiar names.
I'm like speed
But
running
if you're
now.
rooting for any of them, make sure you shout them out in the chat and send all your good juju their way. for the
Henry
rest of
Chow,
this
I
tournament,
need you
'cause
to
they
have more
start strong,
plot
but they need to
armor.
maintain that.
We got to shout out Ray Chen, who is the hero in Portland with the Toad Scroll deck.
Oh,
5-0
Toad
at NAIC
Scroll
running it back
EX.
with the Toad Scroll EX.
That's a
Gonna
good
be
one.
keeping an eye out for Ray in this tournament as well. Piper as well, who made top cut
Piper
at
Lapine?
the Portland
Oh,
Regional
snap.
Championships with Gardevoir. I mean, this is just a list of great players, no surprise.
Okay, we need one
but yeah,
more.
We have so many great matchups out here in the field today. I mean, again, we have
Blood
really
Moon Active is
3,800
diabolical.
players or so, give or take, 3,700. It's a big number. It's many thousands of people all gathering
I'm gonna put that
here
on there
just
because
in
it
the
happened to me
Masters
so many
division
times.
to play the Pokemon TCG, and that means we have some of the best in the world gathering here in New Orleans.
Okay, we have our bingo card!
This is really the middle.
Enjoy the TCG
of the
Pocket Pack
first
and watch
day.
them all.
And for
Save
these
with
two
criminal
players,
montage.
I mean,
Hell
it's a
yeah!
big milestone. You know, getting to 6 wins means you're all but in.
Tim!
You just need one more match point. After
Bro,
that.
we got 2
Yeah,
Grand
I mean,
Snarl!
Speaking of the best,
Wait, we
speaking
got
of
one
content
bingo
creators,
card!
And speaking of John Ing as well, Tim Franklin versus John Ing here in this matchup. Our
We got
Swiss
we got one
round
card.
6. You see both of these players are highly decorated in our competitions throughout the years.
All right.
Here, I mean, they're both
We got
regional
one.
champions.
Yeah.
They've been in plenty of finals as well here.
It's
Tim,
the bingo
most
somebody's
recent in Brisbane,
somebody with
as a
Psy merch.
finalist. Now bring in Marnie's.
What do we get if I get
to
bingo?
the stage, John Ing. who
Wait,
has
this
been
match is
operating
actually
this
insane.
Dragapult EX deck for so long now, and is bringing it to NAIC, coming out strong in this match. Here, gonna have to face off against a new competitor, Tim Franklin, and Tim is also rocking that play Pokemon shirt. Apparently, they matched up in round 1 at LAIC, and Tim sent out a post that was like,
It's
"Can I
Grim
please get a play
Snarl
Pokemon
time."
shirt?
Yeah.
Because I've been traveling so long, I'm out of clean clothes, so I need a Pikachu to go with in my wardrobe here." And hey, looks like Tim's finally got that play Pokemon shirt.
Dreams do come true. Yeah, you mentioned the Brisbane regional champion. He won that with a Frost
All right, we
Moth
got
deck.
one.
And now he has shifted over to Frost Lass. So we'll see if he can
Keeping it frosty.
keep the Frosty train
Love.
going. Yeah.
Hey, you love to see it. Well,
Okay.
so often prize cards can make or break these
Oh
players'
my
tournament
God!
runs.
Double
And, wow,
research
yeah,
in
look
the
at that deep
prizes.
Research in Arbanan and Iota
Okay,
there for
is
Tim
that?
Franklin. One
Ooh,
of those
you know what?
nice
The double
treasures and
psychic
counter
could
catcher, but
actually
the thing at the
matter
bottom
here.
there, John
For the
Ing
Dragapult
with that
player.
luxurious cape stuck in the
Did we get
prize
anything?
cards, a Dracloak and a couple
Okay,
energy
so I don't know. I don't think
for John, but
there was any mulligans.
hopefully Tim doesn't have any issues running into you know, some consistency.
John Eng
in
is
his
not
deck
on shuffle,
because,
aren't they? They're not on shuffle squad.
This is a deck you
Oh, wait.
want to maintain as much consistency as physically possible, and having that many supporters in the prize cards could be very detrimental here for
goodness.
Tim. We'll have to see
Oh
what his
my
opening hand
God.
looks like.
Yeah, and this is
This
you know, a new
crazy.
match.
I'm actually quite
with
hyped for this
cards
match.
from the Destined Rivals expansion. The Marnie's
Doesn't Dragon play
Grimsnarl
3
deck is
Psychic?
brand new
Yeah, it plays a
to
pretty
these
low
events,
energy count, so
and
the
kind of
2
a
Psychic in the
complex
disc
deck,
or
more
in the
complex than a
prizes
lot of the
could
ones we've
matter.
seen. I'd say it plays kind of similarly to Dragapult.
Yeah, they had a camera to
to
peek at your prize card, so you guys know exactly what is going on.
And so, unfortunately for
What is
us,
being
there's going to be a lot of
prized.
math involved, lots of
Because
damage
that
counters flying
matters,
everywhere. We'll
chat.
do our best to keep track.
Prize
we'll
check.
do
If
our
there is
best
a
to keep
skill
track.
you
We'll
want to
get our
get into playing
calculators out
Pokemon
over
more
here.
competitively,
As you know, we
one of the most
We have to write
important
exactly.
skills somebody
we
can
see
have
as-
is the
as
ability
said,
to prize
there's some
check in a
crazy
really
evolution
fast way.
plays, and that is
So
on
that
board
requires
here
you to know your
potentially in this
exact
match.
60
So every single
and be able to
damage
check your
counter
deck
has to
super
be
duper fast.
accounted for here in our Swiss round 6.
Ah,
but
we
this
didn't
is the
start. Okay.
matchup, everybody has
No
been
Freddy
waiting
Fazbear
to see
in the
here
front.
between Dragapult,
No
the
Freddy.
Ghosty deck here, facing off
I'm gonna
against
post my
Grimmsnarl,
bingo card.
with a lot of monkey in it as well. So we're gonna see how this pans out for both our players. But Tim's gonna
I
get
have
a
to
nice
post
good
my-
look through the
no,
deck here.
no.
Thanks to that Buddy Poffin that's also gonna seek out some of these lower HP Pokemon onto his bench, but he's also gonna have a look that there's a lot of supporters that he potentially doesn't have access to as well, unless he's counting different resources there too. But John Ing is going to be going second, able to play.
Alright, Shield, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in.
As Tim
I
sets
hope I
up,
said that right.
already
I
getting
probably
that dark
didn't.
energy
Sorry,
attached
1 second.
to the Monkey Dory in the active position. One of those Snow Runs are out, and 2 Impidimp being prioritized for the setup here for
Okay.
Tim Franklin.
Yeah, the Monkey Dory, I think, is going to be a card we'll see a lot
Yeah,
of in this
if he has
matchup.
Luminous,
It's
we
a
should be
key part
fine.
Of this Marnie's Grimmsnarl
The
deck with the
devil!
Frost
What are these?
Blast. Use the
Impidimps?
Frost Blast ability
Impidimp?
to put damage counters on
Should I make
everything
this
else
smaller?
that has an ability between every turn, and then the Monkey Dory can then
Slings
move them,
it over.
Make that
yeah, sling them to your opponent. With these kinds of decks where you're traditionally not taking one-hit knockouts, moving the damage
So,
back to your
we have
opponent's
to see
Pokemon can
a
be very
Badoo?
annoying. It can lead to very long games, back and forth, trying to figure out the best place to place all these damage counters. Yeah, it's going to be challenging. John, though, is playing the Dragapult Dusknoir variant of
The
the
Ghost
Dragapult deck,
variants.
which does open up a few more plays than usual. It does give you the opportunity to do things like, you know, knock out a Grimmsnarl in one hit if you really wanted to. You can do things like just trade your Dusknoir to knock out your opponent's Frost Blast or a Monkey Dory on
Disrupt,
the bench.
yeah.
It gives you a lot more options, of course, at the cost of giving up a prize card when you use that ability.
Yeah.
But hey, having that option really just opens things up for you and gives you a different game plan versus just a regular Dragapult deck.
Fair.
A variety of plays that are opened up to John. And John, as I said, has been playing Dragapult for a while, Dragapult Dusknoir for a while now. So he's pretty well versed with this deck. Very accomplished player. Is going to be nice and smooth with all of his actions here. Buddy Poffin's going to get us a Dreepy and that Badoo. This Badoo is a part of the strategy here in these Dragapult decks. As we've mentioned before, they have to set up, and you need to buy yourself some time to be able to do that. So getting this
There's the
Badoo out, limiting your
Badoo! Okay, we got
locking
one.
their item cards if you can. As you
We got
kind of
one.
stabilize your own board and take the lead on these damage.
Quick,
counters
I just
that are
need you to
starting
put a
be
bravery
developed
charm
once
on
you
it,
get
dude.
Your Dragapult out and swinging.
Okay,
But John Ing is just going to have those two.
No,
Yupi, the Badoo and
no
active,
bravery charm.
the
I'm sad.
energy, of course, to retreat there. And now Tim is over on the other side with the Monkey Dory, taking a
We
little
got
bit of damage
one.
there and starting off the turn with an Arven.
I don't know if John has any supporter cards. That hand
didn't see one.
Oh, there's a boss's order, sorry. Yeah, not a great start for him. Does get the Badoo. I was wondering if Tim was going to try to play out item cards in preparation of the Itchy Pollen. Decided not to. I think he has the secret box in hand that he will not be able to play this turn, but did have an Arven, so does have the opportunity to just grab the Technical Machine Evolution, get an item card, I guess just the Night Stretcher, and yeah, you'll just be able to slowly set things up, use the evolution. Your opponent's trying to slow the game down. you're okay with that. You're not particularly
He also
fast
takes
either.
some setup. Yeah, exactly. You are not particularly fast. And the more turns that go by as soon as you have this Frost Blast out, the more damage that is built up, both on your side and your opponent's side
Neil
potentially
Upper?
as well. So that
That's
gives you the damage
sick.
to be able to fling around with the Adrenabrain on that Monkey Dory. And obviously getting that Frost Blast in the Morgrim out is important here. But the boss's orders, the only supporter we saw there for John, now bringing that Frost Blast up into the active. And that's pretty much going to be it. Just back into Itchy Pollen after that A-Spec in the energy is played down onto this Dreepy.
Yeah, his hand is unplayable. It's horrible. There's nothing John can do right now. He just has to hope that Tim isn't able to find a Marnie's Grimmsnarl and set up
Are there
here.
any
But I got some bad
Grimmsnarl
news.
enjoyers
They
in
are going to
chat
see the
that isn't
Adrenabrain
one of
as
my
well.
modes?
That damage has started to pile up thanks to the Freezing Shroud.
Ooh,
so the
what's
3
30
damage
HP?
counters gets moved to the Badoo. It only has 30 HP. It's going to get knocked out. And this is a
Rest in
very bad
pepperoni.
sequence of cards for John Ing to see here. The Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX, the rescue board,
Rip
the
in
retreat.
pieces!
The game is not over yet, but this is looking very grim, I may say.
Oh my
And now
god,
we're
the
snarling
Grimmsnarl's
as
here.
well, with this Grimmsnarl EX online, lining up all of these dark energy on these Marty Pokemon. It's kind of wild. You could get 5, potentially 5 onto your board here with this Punk Up ability. And it's definitely a punk here as it takes a knockout on this Dreepy. The Badoo has already dropped in that turn thanks to the Adrenabrain. That was a prize card. Dreepy's going to be another prize card here for Tim Franklin. What? And John still can't play? What's happening? He's still picking up. That's it for John Ing. He has nothing to play here that he could work with. And that's it. That is a quick and swift win here for Tim Franklin and the Marnie's Grimmsnarl.
No!
Super unfortunate to
Hold
see.
my
And kind
beloved!
of uncommon as well for John Ing here.
No!
Usually you're slowing down your opponent as you develop your board, but there was no development happening, unfortunately, there for John. What was in the hands, Kyle?
Just like counter catchers and buddy poppins and all basic Pokemon. No supporters.
Chat,
no
if I missed a bingo,
evolutions.
please let me know.
Yeah, that game was going to go downhill really fast. John recognizes that and says,
It's
you know what,
he
I've
had
had
the,
enough of
it's
this
the
one.
Tim
Let's move on to the
Tim
next game,
Danklin,
which
Tim
is a
Franklin
smart decision. You know, you're trying
buff.
to complete matches
right
here at this event. You're
It's the
going
buff,
to need
man.
lots of wins, 3-point victories. If you have aspirations towards making it to the top cut,
Ooh, John
and
Ing looks
eventually
so
winning this
sad. I would
tournament.
be
So,
sad too, honestly.
Yeah, great recognition from John, understanding I have, let's say, 1% chance to win this game. Not worth it. Let's just pick up the cards, move on to the next one, and make sure we have enough
It was
time
the
to play.
stash.
Right, exactly. And there's plenty of time.
I
here
think so
on the
too. I think
clock.
it was
Both
the
these
stash.
players, 401 records here. And we're in our game 2 now. It was a quick game 1, so hopefully this game 2 goes better for John. I didn't want to bring it up just in case I cursed it, but John Ing historically has pretty bad stream luck. Maybe he's already faced it and can get some good luck this time around, but his face didn't look too promising there. That was not a good chuckle is what it looked like. We'll have to see, though. Tim Franklin kicking off this first turn as we take a look at his prize card.
I think almost a look of disbelief, and how can I draw 2
Wait, what were
hands
his
this
prizes?
bad?
My
Chat,
gosh.
what were his prizes? I wasn't
this
paying
is-
attention.
Yep.
It's just a monkey. It's, yeah, that's...
You can attach a psychic
literally
energy
it.
if you want to maybe mine.
No
that.
way.
Doesn't seem very good. This is not a Gardevoir deck.
My gosh, what is happening? Yeah, it seems to be just like late game cards, recycler, resource management, the Blood Moon Ursaluna in there for John Ing. That's all that's in the hand. Not even a dark energy to go with the monkey. He just throws that hand down. That's it for John, and Tim is back over on this side here.
No way.
We're gonna see the research.
No way.
Away for a fresh 7
Badoo, my
cards from
beloved,
Tim Franklin.
everybody's favorite. It's everybody's
Pretty surprising. Threw away a lot of stuff there, including a Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX.
Is he just trying to go turbo mode? What's going on here?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. He has the Spike Myth Gym in play already. Can just search for the Marnie's Morgrim and evolve. You are taking 20 at a time from the Itchy Pollen because These Pokemon have a weakness to grass.
John,
You
I
can
need
use
you.
about
I don't know if you
9
play a
or 20
charm
on
in
there
your
instead
deck,
of 10.
but I'm gonna really need
but yeah,
you
with
to put a
aggressive
charm on your
Professor's
Badoo so I can fill out my bingo
Don't know how
card.
much it's gonna matter.
JDT, thank you so much for the
John,
follow.
once
Welcome
again,
in.
has
Hi,
nothing.
Emerald Ruby. Welcome
But,
in.
yeah, didn't
We
even
are,
draw an energy off of that professor's research. Was maybe
We
hoping
are
to draw
watching
Monkey Dory on energy.
NAIC. I won't be here to watch like the entire tournament, but I want to watch the
psychic
matches.
energy. You're joking.
Is that it?
No.
Puts down the hit.
What? It's only been 10 minutes. How do we win already?
Franklin is taking a 2-0 win here.
What?
John Ing is just giving it up.
I'm speechless. That not how I thought this match was
10-minute Grimstar match.
I expected a lot more play here from both of our players, but hey, I guess that's one way to get a win here. Tim Franklin is going to be able to do that. Unfortunately, we didn't even get into much of either of these games here. John Eng wasn't able to go anywhere, so Tim Franklin is kind
The
of...
M guy won. John Eng. Oh, he's so mad. No. Is he upset? I would be upset, honestly, if I was him.
We've got a winner
Oh,
on our
I
hands,
feel-
Buka.
Yeah, congrats to Tim. I guess there is something to be said for this. You now have a
I would
long
be
break. You
really
can go
upset too. Not even a
decompress somewhere
singular
and
Dragapult
regroup
in play. He
till
didn't
the
get to
next
play the
round.
game.
I would have loved to cast some Pokemon, though. That would have been cool.
No.
Yeah, I'm sure John would have loved to play some Pokemon too.
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
unfortunate circumstances there. Yeah, I guess what I've learned is the key to this matchup is hope your opponent doesn't draw anything and then you win.
Yeah,
we didn't
two
mention that
games
before.
in a
simple game
row. That is
Yeah, I mean,
so
if that's how it went every
sad. I
time,
feel bad.
It'd be cake, right? You're just
I didn't realize
hanging
YouTube
out
also
there,
had another
but-
music
In my
track.
experience,
I'm
that
so
is the
sorry.
most effective
John
way
has
to
his skill
win.
play
Is
out
the
almost any
easiest
hand, but
path to
just brick
victory
so
is just
hard, yeah.
to, like,
I'd be
curse
so
your
mad
opponents
too.
that they don't draw
Oh
anything.
my god. No, I was saying everybody said the good juju, not the bad juju, Kyle. Come on. Well, I guess that's the way it's chalked up sometimes.
Yeah.
I wish we could have given you
That's
all a
how the
better
cookie
show there,
crumbles,
but
man.
Unfortunately,
King of the world,
Pokemon
thank you so much for the
TCG
follow.
have
Welcome
quite a bit
in.
of surprises. So, I mean, we didn't even, did we even see?
All right, chat, I'm gonna
there wasn't
go
even,
use
like, an
the
attack
bathroom.
besides
I will
the
be
itchy paw,
right
was
back.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. That was literally it.
Yeah.
And the adrenaline brain.
I am
That
gonna
was
go use the
Yeah,
bathroom.
that's not even an attack, yeah.
Please let
Yeah,
me know if
that's
I
not even
missed a
an attack,
bingo.
Yeah, the only attack John used was Itchy
Itchy
Pollen.
pollen.
I think, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I think clearly some frustration from John. That game probably would have gone on for several more turns. He could have played it out, but I mean, his hand was really bad. May have just thought, you know, this far behind in this matchup is just not worth my time.
Right.
Yeah, my time is better spent just going to relax. I mean, you can even take a nap. How much time you're going to have left before the next round? Just, you know, clear your head. Just say this one was not meant to be. Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, I know. Suffering through something like that, especially on stream, it can probably damage your mental more so. So yeah, that may have just been the right play there for John Ing. Take a step back, recalibrate there before you go into your next matchups, because that really is a big testament. Like, where you're at in your mental space is huge when you're playing through these rounds. It can just be exhausting and awful when you're going through some of these matchups. So you just have to stay focused and, you know, keep your eye on the prize there. So hopefully John Ing is able to, you know, take a little break and regroup so we can see him again on a stream, maybe in a future match coming up. But yeah.
Yeah, we thought his stream curse was broken last year when he won Portland Regionals with the Giratina V-Star, but just temporarily lifted, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I totally get just, you know, cutting your losses and moving on. It's just going to be a frustrating game no matter what. Personally, I'm attaching to that Monkey Dory. I'm using Mind Bend. I'm making my opponent take every last prize card.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's sometimes it happens. You know, it's not fun to watch. There's a winner, there's a loser. We move on. I'm sure Tim probably doesn't even feel particularly satisfied.
No, he did not. I mean, I didn't even see a smile there. You know, he's taking 3 match points. He's taking a win there. But when you earn it in that way, it's just, you know, kind of tarnishes it just a little bit. But Still, and that's a win. You're taking that into your NAIC run. There's so much on the line here for these players, so you're going to take those if you get them, and you can't avoid that. You know, you can't control how your opponent is playing. You can't control misplays that happen from them. All you can do is kind of call it out when it happens, if it does, and that's pretty much it. You just got to, you know, kind of be focused on your own game plan, because there's so much out there, and, you know, your own personal achievements and goals is obviously priority. And of course, having fun, hanging out with your friends, play testing, and all of the fun aspects that go into Pokemon TCG. But it is a very high stress game sometimes.
For sure. Well, someone who's probably not very stressed right now is Tim Franklin. We do have an interview lined up, so we're going to throw it over to the stage.
Hey everybody at home, this is Adam Skarzik-Watson on the big stage at NAIC with our winner, Tim Franklin. How you feeling, my friend?
Look, I'm feeling great. I feel a little bit bad that I didn't give quite the best showing for the deck and the matchup, but I'm not sorry that I won. I'm very happy with that.
I mean, that's sometimes how the cards fall, but you did play your deck confidently. Grimmsnarl was positioned as a counter to Gardevoir, but now going up against Dragapult, have you been seeing some good results generally for that matchup too?
Yeah, I think it's not only a counter to Gardevoir, but it's a counter to what I believe to be the 3 best decks in the meta, which is Gardevoir, Dragapult, and I think this build beats the Mirror as well. It's really strong, and I think those are the 3 best decks right now, and I want to beat them.
So yeah, you're finally here to play. I know that there are some people in the audience who might recognize you and know that you tend to play some very spicy homebrews, maybe some off-meta stuff, and it looks like the stars have aligned so that your tastes in decks have landed you on something strong. Let's talk a little bit more about your decision to bring Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, so I always thought Grimmsnarl, if I was going to play a meta deck, would be the meta deck I would play. I thought it plays really fun. It's really good, but actually, right until I believe Wednesday, I was playing this really strange Zoroark build. Really good, but basically after seeing how good this build of Grimmsnarl was performing, I couldn't say no to it. It's ridiculous.
And so this build of Grimmsnarl, as you say, is kind of teched out to beat the mirror match. You want to talk about the people who helped you develop this list and test it properly for the mirror match?
I'm back.
Yeah, there's a really large group, so I can't name all of them, but you're definitely going to be seeing a lot of their names in day 2 for sure. And you know, shout out to Joao for first introducing me to this list. But yeah, I think it's just teched out enough for the mirror, beats everything else, and Spikemouth is just such a broken card. As you saw in that last game, I didn't need anything else, just Spikemouth, grab the next guy. Item lock doesn't do anything. It's incredible.
That's great to hear, and I'm so happy that you were.
Oh my God! What are we gonna do for the rest of the round?
Sort of at the last minute, a lot of players.
Can we get somebody else on stream?
Away from that, are you maybe crediting this towards your ability to play a lot of wild decks that you can kind of pick up and play anything? What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. So I think because I play so many decks, so many weird decks, I find it quite easy to pick up new ones because I'm always trying new things, right? I'm not just only playing Gardevoir. So I did find it pretty easy to pick up. And
I need John Ang.
I'm very glad that I did. You know, 501 now. Can't complain. I don't think the Zoroark could be doing quite as good.
I need to see him at least top 16.
I know there's, again, as I said, a lot of people at home probably recognize you, and maybe after seeing this Grimmsnarl deck performance and maybe a little bit more of your performance for the rest of the tournament and into day 2, they want to hear a little bit more about you, learn a bit about more from you. Where do they find you?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been trying my best to make really high-quality Pokemon TCG content under the name Tim Danklin. It says Tim Franklin up there, but Tim Danklin's the YouTube channel. Met hundreds of fans already this weekend, taking a whole bunch of photos, signed things. It's been incredible. It's really great to meet everyone. And yeah, I'm probably going to put this clip in the video when I post the one about me winning NAIC.
Yeah!
So I'm going to look over there, and it's me winning NAIC. And it's still a good video, you know?
I'm glad to be part of this moment for your
I love his
Pokemon
energy.
Journey, and thank you so much for taking the time to, you know, say hi to your own fans and grow this community and share the hobby that we all love. I wish you the best for the rest of the tournament. We're going to kick things back over to the casting desk and get the next round underway.
Oh my God, how much time do we have left in the round?
Thank you so much, Skarzik. What a character.
How much time?
We gotta fix one of those letters. He's Tim Danklin now, or a couple of those letters. I don't know.
Yeah. I got some bad news, Skarzik. It's going to be a while until the next round.
You know what? Fair.
it is what it is, but yeah, that ended in like, what, 10 minutes?
I wish we could just pull somebody else up, you know,
yeah.
and see some Pokemon games here. But yeah, I mean, we don't want to disturb the players that have already undergone their matchups. They're underway. They're competing out in our field, so it's going to be a little bit of time here. But that gives us some time to kind of talk about some subjects we haven't touched on yet. You know, we've been talking about Destined Rivals all weekend. This is our brand new set. This is the format that is debuting here at NAIC. Let's check out some of the cards from Destined Rivals that have been slotted into a lot of these decks out in our field, or they've become brand new archetypes within themselves as well. What do you think of this brand new roster?
You know what? I want to see
like
Yanmega for sure. Did I put Yanmega on my bingo card?
Yeah, obviously these are all meant to be individual
Oh, we
cards, not
didn't!
all in the same deck.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about.
I wanted to see Yanmega.
Everyone had their minds coming into this.
Commentator.
This was the kind of the return of Team Rocket. The first
One day.
themed expansion in about 20 years. So immediately looking towards the Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX.
Is there any Team Rockets like doing well? Mega Kuminos, thank you so much for the follow.
Those all look
I love
really
Ethan's
cool
cards.
at
They're
the
fun to
start.
play. They're
You know, you have the Team
super
Rocket's
silly
Giovanni.
for sure.
It's kind of like your own. Used to be Guzma.
Yeah.
I miss
effect.
Guzma.
You have the Ariana to draw a bunch of cards. You have the
like 8, up to 8.
Yeah. You have the Proton. One of the supporter cards you can actually use when you go first. You can get some basic Pokemon. Seems like a cool deck. You have the Team Rocket's Transceiver to search for all the supporter cards. So yeah, there is some potential here, I think. And then also the Team Rocket's Factory. When you play the Team Rocket supporter card, then you can draw 2 extra cards.
Please, I want a Cynthia on stream.
Once people started playing this deck a bit,
I beg.
It's really strong.
I need
in
a
the first
Cynthia
couple
on
turns,
stream.
But you're really limited by the fact that you can only put Team Rocket's Pokemon in play for the most part to get the most out of all these different effects. And it turns out near the end of the game, you know, first of all, the damage for Team Rocket's Mewtwo is capped, right?
I collect TCG cards, only my favorite Pokemon. You know what? You're so valid.
400 damage or whatever.
You're so
you can't
valid.
knock out some of those big Stage 2 Pokemon EX. But then also, there's no Team Rocket's draw engine, like no Pokemon on the field that can help you recover from hand disruption.
Hydreigon.
So
I wanted to make Hydreigon work so bad, but I think with Bench Barrier now, Hydreigon's a little bit harder to play.
I have seen there are some people playing it
to Local Sunday, and I'm
weekend,
excited to play it in
but I
person.
think
Hell yeah!
People moved away from the Team Rocket deck.
If you guys, also, this is a great time. If you haven't joined my Discord server, please join.
I was just gonna say, I'll be a little
we
more
yap a
harsh
lot
with
about
it.
TCG
When I
in
started
there.
playing this deck, the Team Rocket
You want to
deck,
yap about your locals
genuinely
and
was like,
stuff?
how
That
could
is
so
more
many
than welcome
cards
in that
be
server.
slotted
So
for
please
this
go join.
deck exclusively,
If you have
and it's
not
still
joined just yet,
so lackluster. Like, it was honestly shocking. Maybe it just needs a little bit more
join
of that,
my community
that
Discord
something
server.
there to piece it
We
all
yap about
together in the
Pokemon
future,
cards.
and
We
then
yap
maybe
about
we'll
a
see
lot
some
of things.
crazy Team Rocket decks.
That part of
but,
Hydreigon was like a
yeah,
genuine
that
nice
one's
pick for
a
like a
little bit on the
month
back
between
burner for
Manaphy
now. I'm
and
sure there's
Shaman.
still
I
plenty of people out
know,
there
I
playing
know.
it, but
Trust me, I'm in
my,
shambles.
Absolute, just like fan
I have a lot of
here.
Hydreigon
Fangirling,
cards,
I
that's
should say as
why.
well, over the Cynthia's Garchomp EX. This is such a fun deck to play. I've been having a blast playing it as well. I've only been playing it online. I don't have the paper cards yet, but I feel like it's probably super fun to play paper too, because you know all these Cynthia's cards work together. You have the power weight there that boosts that Garchomp all the way to 400 HP, so it's
Juicy
beefy.
400.
But you also have the middle evolution in the Gabite too to search out the Cynthia's Pokemon. That helps so much with the engine of this deck. You have the Roserade as well that adds to your attack
Hydreigon was
damage,
milling the opponent's
30
cards and then putting a
additional
Pokestop down.
from, your Pokemon. So I mean, it's a
No,
cool
I was
deck.
definitely one of the
It's
people
super
who's like,
fun.
oh,
You
should
also
I
are fighting
Pokestop?
type that can play into
Pokestops
some
3 like
weaknesses in our
cards I
format
needed.
as well. But it's just all around fun, and when you get new decks like this that actually can function and are fun to play, that's always a good time. And we saw that as well with the Ethan's Typhlosion on stream from Christian playing that too. You saw how that worked together. But my fan favorite by far is the Cynthia's Garchomp, and the Cynthia's Pokemon
that's fair. Pretty cool. Taking off for my legs now.
And of course the Cynthia's Gabite is
kind
Aaron.
Thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you. If you played GLC at all, you're probably familiar with that one, the Dragon type.
Right.
That one lets you search for any Dragon type Pokemon every turn.
Call.
Yeah, this one lets you get a Cynthia's Pokemon every turn.
Or legs. Oh, LGS. I was like, oh, are you working out?
You get, like 3 of them in play. Or, like you get the first one to search
Tunnel
for the
vision
second
is hell of a thing. Now that's real.
Autocorrect,
no, you're good.
Once you get one out, they just all
we love winning because we deleted the opponent's Charmander.
Ants.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fair.
Also, with that corkscrew dive as well from the Garchomp, that's its own engine within itself to draw up cards too. So it all.
You want to
somehow
Iona
works
me?
together.
I'm just gonna
so that is a
drive.
super fun one that we've seen. It's definitely a bit off meta at the moment, but we have seen players out there succeeding with it in our NAIC.
Put those players on
so
stream, please.
Want to keep playing?
Oh wait, my
bingo
card
fearful that maybe it doesn't.
Put those players on stream. I'm begging.
On our field. Just
please
have a good time out there with Garchomp EX because you could potentially be pretty successful with it. But I definitely think by far the Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX is the newest kid on the block and definitely the biggest
100%
we've seen here at
100%.
The second most played deck here, accounting for they didn't combine the Dragapult, so I think it's like sort of tied up there if you combine all the Dragapult variations in there. But Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX, I mean, this deck is wild, and you see that Spirit Tomb next to it, which is also a pretty cool card, but the real dark...
Those two don't work together.
Yeah, they don't work together. It's a Cynthia and a Marnie, but these dark-type attackers that have come out and really put Gardevoir on its toes in a lot of ways, you know? When you see that
now?
For so long, Gardevoir EX has reigned supreme.
I think Gardevoir's
over
still
our
like
format.
good,
We almost needed a dark-type savior here, and I think that has really been Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX, and that's why you see
not
so
a
many
feature
of
deck.
them
We're
out
just
there in
looking
the
at like
field.
a. I think that's just
one
like
big
the stream.
thing for a lot of these decks
it's all
with the trainers Pokemon.
I guess
a lot of
important
how strong they are in competitive play is really revolved around how flexible they are. Like the Team Rocket deck we already talked about, basically no flexibility. Is like you have to use all Team Rocket's Pokemon. Maybe you can put in like a Pheasantipity or some random tech Pokemon, but you can't
it's tricky
pair
for
them
Guardy
with like other Pokemon.
I think Guardy's going to have a slightly harder time
The strength of the Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX is it's the only Marnie's Pokemon you play in the whole deck.
Yeah, that's pretty much
You
it.
don't need any other Marnie's stuff.
The whole line.
You pair it with the Frost Blast, the Monkey Dory.
Hi, hello, I'm wet.
You don't need a bunch of stuff sitting on your bench.
I'm
I think
wet.
One of the limitations of the Cynthia's Garchomp is you have the Roserade that needs to sit on the bench, but it doesn't draw you cards. So a lot of these decks have struggled a bit because you can really only play that trainer's Pokemon. And the ones where you have been able to branch out and use the more generic stuff that is just powerful.
Post to the collection. I'll take a look after Steam.
So far. That doesn't mean we won't see some of these decks, you know, have refined builds as we go along. We might see them have more success. But right now, it's really easy to just, you know, build a deck where you have Grimmsnarl as an attacker.
I played Guardian a couple logos, and I've always lost to Dark type decks and
Turbo
Fast and Zard. I'm not excited for Grimmsnarl, so I'm trying other decks. You know
Typhlosion.
what? That's fair.
You don't need any other Ethan's Pokemon.
That is
for
100%
fair.
fair.
With Pidgeot EX.
Grimmsnarl eats Gardevoir for breakfast.
Like Ethan's Ho-Oh EX. That feels more like a combo card where the Ho-Oh itself doesn't have a super strong attack, but the ability is really powerful. We've seen that.
I really want to see the round 5 winners list.
Oh,
the Grimmsnarl.
Pokemon and power up some other attackers.
Wait, are we in round 5 or 6?
With the Ethan's Macargo, it's another fun deck you can try out with the Ho-Oh. But yeah, that's really the thing holding a lot of these trainers Pokemon decks back. We saw even with looking back to Journey Together, you know, the most played cards were like Lily's Clefairy because you could just put it in any Psychic deck. Those kinds of things.
The Typhlosion. The Typhlosion player.
But
Macargo
that one also felt like you were really
that
limited,
a thing?
Like you had to play most of the Ends Pokemon.
Is Macargo Reverum a real deck archetype?
These cards, they are very strong, but yeah, there are limitations to some of them.
Yeah, I mean, I love that you said that. Like, really the only limitation there for the Grimsnarl is like where you can place the energy from the Punka, but you don't even need that because you just place it onto your Marnie's Pokemon, which helps you, and then you get that attachment onto the Monkey Dory with the dark energy. It just plays so well together. Of course, the Spike Booth Gym that Tim Franklin was talking about has
anything can
heavily
be a
helped
deck
that deck
archetype
as
if you
well.
believe
That's
hard
a
enough.
huge key piece there, and that is a brand new card.
You know what?
That you see in that archetype
True.
from
That
Destiny
is
Rivals.
true.
So a lot of fantastic cards.
They should
Maybe
add a
some
tool
just
that makes a
need
Pokemon
little
into a
bit
trainer's
more
Pokemon
to
to
make
future-proof
their
them.
own scene.
Do you
in
think
the
that would be a
Pokemon
thing?
TCG in our future formats, but this is the format we're in right now. We're at NAIC. We're playing Destined Rivals formats, and we're having a good time out here.
Heck
and so are
yeah.
other games as well. There are tons of other games happening as we speak in all of our other categories here. We see the video game, the Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Unite. What's your favorite to watch, Puka, outside of TCG?
Honestly, Pokemon Unite is kind of hype.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Pokemon Unite actually kind of hype.
Wow, you put me on the spot.
I
making
am.
me pick
Choose
a
your favorite, buddy.
I would say I am most familiar with the Pokemon VGC above all the other ones, so that would probably get my
I just
attention
like
the most.
watching
I have to
MOBAs
say,
sometimes.
Pokemon
I don't
Go
even play
always
League of
fascinates
Legends
me 'cause
anymore,
look at those
but I
teams
still
in the
watch like the
background.
League of Legends tournaments.
What
I
is that
still leave it
lineup?
on my
There's
TV.
Dusclops, there's Amanda Buzz, a
Oh my god, look at this Sanus chat. Wait,
What
chat,
is
should we
going on
move
there? That's
into
just
the
stuff you don't
VGC
see in
stream?
most of the other games. So
I
that
don't
is always
know.
really funny to me to see the
Oh,
wide
they have
range
chat
of
on
different
here.
Pokemon you see get used in Pokemon Go.
There's
and
those
then I
5
think
and
Unite
1
is really
now.
fun
That's
to watch
crazy.
as well.
Oh, baby.
I'll be
Oh,
honest, I
God,
have a
okay,
hard
we're
time
not watching
keeping
that
track
chat.
of all the stuff that's happening in Unite.
There's a lot.
I'm really bad at following those kinds of games, but
I
it was
love.
pretty
I
fun.
haven't
pay
played
attention to,
Pokemon
Puka.
Unite.
They
on
get to wear little
stream.
costumes.
I need
and
to.
run
I
around
just
in
haven't played the
clothes.
game in
Pokemon
20
in
years.
clothes. I mean, we
Where's
don't get that
TCG
anywhere
Pocket?
else,
It's
so.
Hollowware.
I
That's
don't
right.
know.
Yeah.
Hollowware.
Where's my
costume.
TCG
I thought you were
Pocket,
gonna
guys?
say, all
Can
I
we
know is
get
there's,
like
like, a
some like
replays that
fun
you have to,
stream? Like
take
put
down.
the
You get a
commentators
bunch of
on
points or
stream
whatever.
That's
and
all
have
you
them
need
play
to
a
know.
game.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Let me play.
Attack Pokemon, and that's what all of us are doing here on these streams. Pokemon are attacking, they're battling, our trainers are out there leading these Pokemon.
Can we
into their
interview
battles,
Gazerbeam?
And we're having a good time here.
I need to get him off my
believe we have
bingo
a
card.
Super fun segment coming up here, Kyle.
Huh?
You're definitely gonna want to stay tuned in here. I'm gonna throw it over to Adam to take us through.
Ah!
Welcome, welcome, everybody.
Oh, are we
Speaking of
tier
battles, we got
listing?
a little battle ourselves in the lounge. My name is Adam Watson, joined by our casters Shay and Alex. They are going to put their
Wait,
heads together.
Shay follows me on
and
Twitter.
rate the first partner Pokemon.
I think Adam
got them
also
all
follows me on
shuffled up
Twitter.
here. And let's get right down to business. The first one is Sobble.
Oh,
Is this one of your favorites, maybe? Anybody partial to this one?
I love Sobble. I put Sobble in A.
In the TCG recently, right, with the shady dealings in Tanya.
Oh, I want
Outside
that
of
Beware.
I haven't really got too much of an attachment to Sobble. What about you?
I do like it as a one of the first partner Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's probably not one of my favorite water types.
Okay.
I'm quite.
Would you have
low
gone to
on it.
NAIC if you
Fairly
had the
low,
chance?
at
Oh,
least. So we'll get that agreement.
100%.
What are we thinking then? Lower?
Oh, I
reckon
would have
we could
gone
get a
for
cheeky
sure.
B or C out of the way now.
Yeah, I reckon we start with B.
Okay.
I reckon there's worse.
That's fair. I would have put it in A.
Maybe upsetting some of the folks at home, but that's okay.
S!
We
S!
all love Pokemon. Now
S!
Sprigatito
Nice.
is up next. This is definitely a new fan favorite.
Is it?
Sprigatito.
I love the cat
You're gonna say
Pokemon.
definitely not. Get him in C. What do you think?
No, don't put it
put
in
it
C.
lower than
Don't
C?
do that. S.
No!
No, I would have accepted A.
All right, Tepig. What do we think?
Oh,
Tepig,
that's a
I
B.
do like a bit of Tepig.
I like
But
Tepig.
again, it's not
The
super
Unova
high.
starters
There's
are
better
really
fire
good.
types.
I'm
I
so
agree.
hurt.
You know,
I
M1
get
Infernal Fandango
why they put
forever. Back in the day.
Sprigatito in C.
I think an A. What do you think about an A?
Nah,
A mid-A?
I'm a B. I'm a B kind of guy.
That's hard.
There's so many better. I say so many. That's a bit harsh.
Beware. Okay.
You're not allowed on the tier list.
Okay. I'll meet you on this one, B. But you have to remember this. I conceded you on this one. When we disagree again, you have to listen to me. I reckon B's fine.
But is that
Piplup is an A.
Help.
Piplup is A.
Our next one.
Our boy Pilp.
Hilp. That's what I nicknamed mine.
Piplup is 100% an
I'm a
A.
fan. Oh, see, I know Piplup has a cult following. I know a lot of people.
I am part of the cult following.
Alex, I'm not one of them.
I mean, just think about, look at the evolution. Look at the Empoleon that it can grow into.
Okay.
We're weighing a lot of factors here, yeah.
I hear you. Empoleon's a cool Pokemon. We're not ranking Empoleon. We're ranking Piplup.
Look what it could become, okay? You've got to just imagine yourself. You have this Piplup. Look what it could become.
No.
It's an A. It's an A for me.
No, that's an A.
No, it's outrageous. Everyone in the chat, tell him how he's wrong.
A!
No,
A!
The other Gen 4 first part of the Pokemon. No. If it was up to me,
I gotta moderate here. Piplup's definitely A.
I love all of the Unova starters.
What are we thinking about this boy?
I'm trying to think in comparison to the other grass.
Would you guys hate me if I said C?
If you're comparing against other grass first partner, it's probably high up there.
Yeah, but I'd
put it in C.
Yeah.
I'm not partial to Trico. I'm sorry, chat.
This A tier. We're still got a lot to go.
I prefer Mudkip and Torchic. For sure. Apollo! Thank you so much for that 10 and gifted. Apollo, did you know? If you wanted, no pressure. If you wanted to give 10 more, I will send you a signed Poseidon Pokemon card.
This is
we're doing a promo this month. 20 gifted subs or memberships by the end of the month from one person. You get a signed Poseidon Pokemon card.
But what about Chespin? This is another Pokemon with a cult following, I think.
Yep, I'm a big Chespin fan.
I guess she wanted the card.
I'm a bit meh.
Sign me up. Thank you for the 10 gifted, Apollo. Thank you. 20, sorry, 20 gifted. How are you? We're watching the Pokemon North American International. No, put it in B! Okay. Wait, Grookey and S is actually kind of based. S! I love Snivy. I'm good, how are you? I'm just hyped right now. I'm hyped. It's Pokemon North American International Championships weekend!
No, I don't.
Put it in A! No, please! I hate this. This tier list is ass. This tier list is. I don't agree with this.
No, yep.
Top tier.
Thank you so much for the gifted, Apollo.
The boy's an A.
No, it's an S.
Thank you.
Okay, get him in the S.
What do you think, folks?
Ooh, that's high B, low A.
I have to go beside him, in my opinion.
I will meet you on that one. I agree.
Fine.
Okay, Totodile and S.
Okay,
I also approve of this decision.
Yeah, we got Adam on team. That means we're doing well.
Yes! Put my boy in S!
Mudkip.
He's just a little guy.
Mudkip.
Mudkip is top tier.
Yes!
I'm not the biggest fan of his middle evolution.
Who cares? Marshtomp's cool.
Swampert, I'm also kind of like a bit meh.
What? I can't believe this, Alex.
It's brought down because of his evolution.
I cannot believe this.
Look at him.
I reckon A's fine. I agree with A personally.
Mudkip.
Okay.
An old standby. I think we had already agreed.
That's a B.
Coming through S tier.
I'm still so hurt, chat. That Sprigatito's on the bottom.
Fennekin is up next.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Firefox Pokemon.
I think we have our second C.
Yeah, I think we have our second C.
No.
Easy choice.
Easy.
Mercy.
Get down there.
They could burn together.
Litten.
I love the cat.
Ooh. A fire cat becomes
Yes.
Incineroar.
Are we going to annoy a lot of Wolfie Glick fans?
Oh, we're going to do it to them?
Do we just trigger them? Do we put it in C just to...
I don't... I'm not the
No, that's where Sprigatito belongs. What are you talking about? Sprigatito's my favorite starter. No.
Wait, Coco.
I love him. He's just a dude.
Boy Coco?
He's just a little guy.
Okay.
He's just
a
boy. No thoughts in those heads. The lights are on, but nobody's home.
B every time. Every time it's leveling up.
This list feels like you cannot put him in B. Okay.
I meant in the games, I'll press B to stop it evolving.
All right, Poplio. This is another starter that I think you need to be a bit of a connoisseur to appreciate.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
I love him.
I'm clearly not a connoisseur. If it's up to me, that's in the C.
Every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon.
Not mine, though.
Not Poplio.
Okay, but what about Oshawott? Everybody loves
Please, my
Oshawott.
OG
He's cute, got the
favorite.
freckles.
The little
Please put
samurai
it
kid.
in S.
I like it.
Okay, I
It's
mean,
but it's not high. It's not high.
I've B. If it's up to me, B.
B.
Solid
I
B.
cannot.
Okay,
I'm hurt.
solid B.
This
Solid
is.
B.
Why are all of the Unova starters
I think
in
this
B?
Pokemon is kind of risen over time.
Yeah.
People's opinion of this Pokemon coming back in Legends
Chat.
ZA.
This is rage bait. I am convinced that they're rage baiting us. There's no way this starter list looks like this.
A little fan favorite. I enjoy a bit of Chikorita time.
I think the only problem I have with Chikorita is that compared to the other two from Gen 2, the bar's pretty high.
But the bar's
I'm
pretty low
unsubscribing
down
to
there at the
Bert's
same time.
channel
It's in
after
B.
this.
I feel like it's in B.
No.
I think, yeah.
And it's
Can't
better,
be an
it's
it's
better-
definitely not a C.
It's better than the two cats.
Okay. Quaxley.
My least favorite for sure, but
partner
he's still
Pokemon.
like pretty cool.
I'll let you take this.
Tell you what, Quaxley does not get enough love, in my opinion. One of my personal favorites. You see when he comes out in the video games and he quips his hair back. I know all about that, apparently. So if it's up to me, it's got to be an S.
I was going to make the same joke.
Rage Vader, their favorite
But yeah,
Pokemon is Charizard. I'm gonna rage if
think he's
Charmander's
A.
on
I don't
S.
think he's A.
Okay, but Bulbasaur, that'll be my
also don't
decide.
really
If
like
they
evolution.
put Bulbasaur anywhere
comes out
under
and he's
A,
dancing and
that's
he's-
it.
no,
I'm done. I'm causing an
let you have
earthquake
it.
somewhere.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
over.
Thank
It's
you.
done.
What's
Alrighty.
the numbers? Actually, it's pretty even.
It is pretty even, yeah.
Turtwig. We still, I think we're got like a
Wait,
third.
it's
Like
like a wait.
Turtwig.
Are they gonna
is
all
up
fit?
Next, though.
Gen 4 first partner Pokemon are really good.
I know.
They really are.
Turtwig, I think a lot of people in the audience
I love
really
Turtwig.
love
Turtwig
this
was my
Pokemon.
first starter.
Turtwig's good.
I think he's no better than a B, though.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look at
I'm
the
hurt.
others in A. I mean, look, he can't fit with them.
And it's definitely better than a C.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. By process of elimination,
I think that's what we got
ends
to
up
do.
in B tier. But what about Score Bunny?
I love
like a bit of Score
Scorbunny.
I like a bit of Cinderace, you know, when he comes out with his
Have you
signature
seen? Have you
attack
done
and he's
a
like
tier
playing
list starter
PPOPs.
before? No,
we
I'm
have to
not.
say
I
we
need
like
to do
Reboot.
one.
Yeah, Reboot is a top.
For Rabby.
Yeah, for a fellow caster.
Raboot.
It can't be S though.
Can he be A? Can he or she be A?
I think it's going to be the bailout B tier. I think.
Yeah,
the
this is-
bailout.
All right, squeeze him in there.
Yeah, squeeze him in there.
If in doubt.
Stick it in B.
Chimchar.
Ah!
I like him.
I love.
This is a very divisive Pokemon.
I think that's B.
Not for us to apparently.
I love a bit of Chimchar.
Maybe C.
Okay.
A.
Definitely my
A,
least
A,
favorite
A,
of the
A.
channel
Nah,
starters.
S
Showing
needs to be
a little
special.
restraint here.
Okay.
I
There's
should
still
do a
some
full
special
Pokemon
to
tier
go.
list
Yeah.
I've
graphic.
been overruled.
I should.
No, he's off
Oh.
the table.
Hey, we got room right on the end there for him.
After this, I'm doing it.
Bulbasaur.
If that is not S, I'm done.
You got to be
I'm
careful
done.
with
If
one.
this, if it is not
Yeah, it's
S,
a Gen
I'm
1
crashing
fan
out
favorite.
live on stream.
All Gen 1s in my opinion, but this is, I'm showing my age now.
Old man.
All Gen 1s are just the best of the best. They are the creme de la creme.
Really?
Yeah, for me.
Definitely
You
the
don't like
worst
it?
out of the three. No, it's definitely
It is
the
wor-
worst.
it is the
No,
worst out of three,
you
but it's
can't
still
say
top
that!
tier, in my opinion.
A?
A
We can stick him in A.
I could settle on an A.
Oh,
Okay.
No!
we're losing him.
Hey, God, I gotta make room for all these great Pokemon.
There's so many.
There's so many. There's worse problems to have than too many good Pokemon, right?
Okay,
Come on.
I will
But
accept
Rowlet
that.
is next, the
Top tier.
roundest boy.
Top tier.
Oh,
Look at
I
him.
love
Why does
him.
everyone love
He's
Rowlet? I don't understand.
spherical.
Look at the little
Was
bow
it Toad
tie.
Did they play?
Everybody loves
I didn't
Rowlet.
watch it. If they did, they stream the Toad School earlier.
Okay, that is pretty funny, to be fair. Well,
And this evolutions are
Did they stream
great.
it earlier?
in the TCG.
Yeah.
They were going to TCG.
Exactly. Yeah, S for me.
S!
S.
Did you the expression?
I've never heard you so high pitched in your life.
That was against my will, everyone. If it was up to me, that would not be S.
We got a little bit of inside agents working for the Rowlet, I guess. But Charmander is also up next. Charmander, another Gen 1 hero.
Yeah.
The first ever
Another
starter Pokemon.
exalted fan favorite.
The first
Are we
ever
gonna do
starter
it to
Pokemon I
him?
picked. So whoa, what's happening there?
Wow.
You gotta dial it in.
We need to take Adam off this board, I think. At this point. He has to go in S for me.
S?
Yeah.
S?
He's got everything going for him.
So you
We've
say
got a lot of
S,
space in
you
C
say
right now, is
B.
what I'm saying.
I think that's a... Maybe if we're going
Oh
alphabetically.
my god.
No.
If they put Charmander in C.
It's your funeral.
B. Can we average at A then? Is that where we're at?
I think we got.
Yeah, I reckon we slot him in there then.
You can.
No, roll it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Rowlet, no.
There we go. Well done.
Oh yeah, I like it. He's in the middle of S and
Rowlet's
A.
sliding down, you know what I mean?
Okay. Torchic.
Yes.
Finally made our way over to Torchic, one of my personal favorites.
Yes.
So be careful because you're hurting
me.
No, I was going to say, Adam, between you and me, I know you forced Rowlet into S against my will, but I'm a big Torchic fan. So if I was you, I'd stick that in S tier, my friend.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, let's
the
go.
Entire panel is in agreement. We're down to our last two. Froakie.
Okay.
Cyndaquil.
Both really great starters. I put Froakie and B and Cyndaquil in A.
For me.
I really like Cyndaquil.
Okay, there we go. That's an easy one.
That's easy, but now Froakie a little bit more difficult to pin down. Greninja does a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah,
but
that
is
is
enough
very
for
fair.
us to highly rate Froakie.
Well, I'm going to do a bit of a hot take here. I'm not a Froakie or Greninja fan, I'll be honest.
You know what?
I
kind of agree. I'm not really huge on
Greninja.
Greninja.
Wraps around his head. That doesn't seem sanitary to me. That's not sanitary, people. You know what I mean? No. So if it's up to me, we've got a big space in C tier. That's all I'm saying. There's a big space there.
He's
That's
better,
the only
he's better
space
than them.
on the board.
He's better than them by a distance. That is outrageous. It hurt Adam when you did that.
Lord, there's going to be so many people mad.
Only place there was space on the board.
It was preordained. I think we subconsciously left a little space there for Froakie. He's also given the salute.
Yeah,
because it is time to send off this segment. Thank you so much, everybody at home, for joining in with our fun and games. Do you agree? You know, let us know. I don't think that every single rating can be perfect, but I think that maybe between the three of us, we got something that will please most of our folks in the audience. But don't go anywhere.
I was honestly kind of mad at most of those.
Pokemon action,
but you know what? That's just me,
for our next Swiss round. So let's get on to it.
Let's do our own right now. Okay. Bulbasaur S.
Welcome, Pokemon trainers, to the first
no questions asked.
Run
Bulbasaur is the best Kanto starter. You cannot argue with me. Okay?
I am joined here.
Best Kanto starter, not even close.
Trainer Polaris and Trainer Cyrus.
Oh my God, Polaris.
As they will be competing for their opportunity to win as many unique items from this Pokemon Center as possible.
That's crazy.
Trainers, you have 60 seconds.
The Solar Beam is goated. You know what? I agree.
Center and pick out one of whatever item you fancy.
Charmander.
Bags that are
as much as I love Charizard,
a little bit creative.
It's my goat. I'd put Charmander in C. C for Charmander.
Necra and Coach Spriggles, please use this
Squirtle
to coach your trainers.
I would put in B. I like Squirtle. It used to be my favorite.
So remember our plan.
But Bulbasaur really grew on me in the last few years. Love him, but I don't think it's my favorite. Okay.
Nice, we got this.
All right, we got the height advantage, so we gotta get all.
Chikorita.
All right, so TCG cards over here.
I love Chikorita, but I don't know if I would put it.
Oh yeah,
I would put Chikorita in high B.
We've got the good plan.
Cyndaquil is an A for me. My favorite Johto starter. I love the boy. Totodile, I would honestly put right next to Chikorita. Okay.
I love the energy.
Trico.
Started in 3, 2, 1.
Please don't hate me.
All right, it looks
Please
like
don't hate me. I'm just not a partial to
Trico. From Cyrus,
okay?
Very nice. Polaris going for the
all right.
Pops.
Torchic,
very stylish. And now it looks like
A. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna put Torchic in S.
Polaris is not that far behind, picking up
Goated.
the Togepi Squishmallow.
Mudkip.
Oh no, Koraidon just fell on the floor, but
Turtwig
saved him and gave him a beautiful home.
I'll
Trainers,
put you
the
in
clock
A.
is ticking. There is 30
Chimchar.
seconds left.
I'm sorry. I'm putting you in C. C for Chimchar. Piplup. Hi. Actually,
we got the Charmander hat and backpack from Cyrus. Now that is a very bold
I'll put
play.
Piplup in S. Piplup, great. Snivy, A tier.
9,
Tepig?
8, 7,
B.
6, 5,
Watchalong
4,
S.
3, 2,
Chespin.
1. Trainers, that is time. Please take your items up to the front. Trainers, congratulations. Polaris, let's start with you. What you get?
I got here.
Chespin, I'll put it in C. I'll put C.
Dump them all out. Let's see 'em all.
Fennekin is an A. I
There we
really
go.
like Delphox.
Oh, and a
Fennekin
cherish ball
Delphox
too. That's
line.
very special.
Chat,
All right,
please
Iris, let's see your haul.
do not hate
Look at
me.
that, 2 back-to-back.
Please
We've been
do
running this for
not
about 2
hate
months
me.
Every other day doing this run, so a lot of great stuff. We kind of knew what we wanted coming in.
Oh, I see that.
Really
I
big.
will not
This
be
was a big one
taking
for
any
us.
questions.
Oh, is that Koraidon?
Yeah, this one's
let's
Haye.
see it all.
Rowlet
Look at all
Haye,
those
automatic.
fish.
Litten, I'd put in B. I put it in B. Poplio A.
Yeah, and this is how we were planning to win
Grookey,
today.
I would.
Well,
Sorry, I don't know if we can still see you.
I
guys,
put
but
high
it's
C.
huge.
I quite like
drive a
Grookey,
very
honestly, but I don't think it's
tough
like
competition with
my
that
favorite.
Incredible Altaria plush.
I'm putting in
But
my 2
Polaris,
weeks.
Your love
No!
of the trading card game and
Sobble
PikuKen
A.
Dinosaur really shines through.
Quaxley,
Well, guess what? Everybody is going to be a winner today. So why don't you all pick out your
I wouldn't.
favorite
Oh, I
items
would
as
put
you
it
can get
like
all of this
here.
exciting merchandise. and
Sprigatito
more at the
number
Pokemon
1.
Center.
We love Sprigatito in this household. Sprigatito's number 1. Fuecoco is an A. And finally, Score Bunny, I would put in B. You wanted my tier list for starters?
Trainers, Chip Ritchie here. In this
Here's
short
the
video,
tier
I'm
list.
going to take you through the
I will
basics
not be
of how to
taking
play
any
the Pokemon trading card
questions.
game.
I will not be taking
Pokemon
any
trading card game is an exciting way to
judgment.
enjoy the world of Pokemon.
Okay, that's
can
my
play at home
personal
with friends
tier
and
list
family,
for
online
Pokemon
against other trainers,
starters.
or compete to earn championship points and try to be one of the very best. Players construct their own decks of exactly 60 cards to play with. Most trainers play in the standard format, which only allows for
Judging
cards with
harshly.
the newest regulation marks to be used.
Where would you rate them in comparison to
only have
others?
up to
I'd
4
honestly
copies
put
of a
both
single
of them
card
at
in your
like
deck,
B.
with the exception of basic energy. There are 3 types of cards in this game.
Okay,
The
we're
Pokemon
going up to
themselves,
round
which you use
7.
to attack your opponent's Pokemon, trainer cards to help you support your deck's strategy, and energy cards to pay for your Pokemon's attack costs. There are 3 main types of Pokemon in this game. Basic Pokemon, which can be put directly into play on your bench, Stage 1 Pokemon, which can be played on top of basic Pokemon to evolve them, and Stage 2 Pokemon, which evolve from Stage 1 Pokemon. Check the top left corner of your card to see
Bad
what stage your
tier list.
Pokemon is,
I won't
and also
say,
what
what
Pokemon
I
it
agree and
evolves from.
disagree on. No,
Pokemon
it's
have
perfect.
different attacks
It's
and
perfect.
abilities that they can use.
It's perfect.
Most attacks require a certain amount of energy cards.
I miss
in order
Lost
to use
Box.
them.
Please,
We'll
please
go
don't
more
put
in-depth
this in
on
front of me,
later.
dude.
Pokemon
Shining
also have
Arcana
HP,
Guardy
which
was
lets
so
you know
good.
how much damage that Pokemon can take before it is knocked out. There are 4 types of trainer cards you can play: supporters, items, tools, and stadiums. It's very important to include plenty of trainer cards in your deck, as they will help you to more consistently execute your strategy. There are
The
only 2
double
different
Archeops
classifications
Ultra
of
Ball
energy
was always
card,
the bane of
basic
my
energy and
existence.
special energy. You need energy in order to use a Pokemon's
Oh, my
attack.
TCG port for
You can
Switch?
attach
That
an
would be
energy
so
card to one of
cool.
your Pokemon
One day.
once during each turn.
Mew
Some
VMAX,
Pokemon
my
require
beloved.
specific
I
types
miss
of
that
energy
deck.
in order to use their attacks. Each basic energy provides 1 energy of its type, or 1 colorless energy at a time. The main areas of the game board.
I disagree with the tier list because I
active
like
spot,
all
the
starters.
bench,
You know what? That's
the
fair.
deck, the discard pile, and your prize cards. You may only have 1 Pokemon in the active spot, and this Pokemon is the only one that is able to attack.
Mew
You
VMAX
can
versus
have up to 5
Gardevoir, both
Pokemon
decks
on
I
your
enjoyed.
bench.
Mew VMAX is what got me
Flip a coin or
back
roll a dice to
to playing the
determine
game
which
from when I
player
took a
will get
break.
the first turn.
Mew VMAX was the
Then
reason
each
why I
player
came
begins by
back.
drawing 7
One of the
cards.
main reasons.
You
It's
must
such a
have
good
a
deck.
basic Pokemon in your hand in order to begin the game. Place your Pokemon face down in the active spot, then set out 6 prize cards to the side. Now you and your opponent can begin the game. In the Pokemon TCG, players take turns playing their cards. On your turn, the first thing you do is draw a card, and the final thing you do on your turn is announce an attack. The order in which you play cards between these two steps is up to you. During your turn, you may play trainer cards, attach energy, and place Pokemon on your bench.
Oh my god, I remember
It's important to
Rapid
remember
Box.
that the player going first
That's
is
Lost
not allowed to
Box's
play
worst
support card
nightmare.
Or attack that first turn. Every time a player knocks out an opponent's Pokemon, that player adds a prize card to their hand. The first player to take all 6 prize cards wins the game. When a Pokemon is KO'd, it and all cards attached
No,
to
this
it
was the
are
best
sent
version
to
of
the
Lost
discard
Box.
pile. A Pokemon from the
Dragonite
bench must
V, my
immediately
beloved.
take its place in the active spot.
I miss
If
him.
a player has no benched Pokemon to make their new active, that player loses the game regardless of how many prize cards have been taken. As
Actually,
mentioned
a
earlier,
great
players
explanation
must
of how to
start
play the
their
game.
turn by drawing a card. If a player has no cards remaining in their deck at the start of their turn, then that player loses the game. These are just the basics of what it takes to play the Pokemon TCG.
He's shining honey right
Be
now.
sure to tune in to our
Good
Championship
luck!
Series
Good
coverage.
luck on the
and to learn
hunt!
more, visit Pokemon.com/play. Welcome back in, Pokemon fans, to the Trading Card Game International Championships here in North America, down in New Orleans. What an exciting event we have had thus far. 6 rounds
Look at
of
the-
Swiss
how nice
already
the
done.
playmat
We've got
is.
3 more left today. We're going to have
Guys,
a bunch
if we
more
see
tomorrow.
Gazer Beam
More events
on
to
this
begin to
camera
talk about
right
those
now,
high-stakes
we
matches
can cross him
that
off
lead
my
to
bingo
one
list.
player coming away, the Pokemon North American International Champion. My name is Chip Ritchie here at the desk. I almost said in the lounge. We are at the desk with Kyle Sablehouse. How we doing, man? How's the day been?
He has such a cool last name.
It's been a long time since we've been back at the booth, but it's nice to be back, and we've got to experience a lot of Pokemon action since that time. We've seen tons of great players starting to get a little more more match points in order to make it to the top of the standings. And I mean, we're seeing some breakout performances from some players and a lot of consistency from some of the top dogs.
As things were wrapping up that last round, obviously it was a pretty quick one. Our friends were able to fill a little bit of that time in the lounge with the tier list they were working on.
Oh my
any
God.
strong opinions about some things you saw from Shay, Alex, and Adam?
There were some egregious choices. Also, a lot of cop-outs there. They just flooded the A tier and didn't want to really make their choice. You got to commit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta have a
You
few
know what? I
standards,
respect that.
There are a lot of first partner Pokemon, of course, but only so much room in the S and A tier, I would say. Those were a little too full, in my opinion.
I did agree with almost all of the C tier options. I do love a good hater.
Wait, Kyle's so based.
We've been asking you guys to interact with us, of course, over on social media using that hashtag play.
Kyle's so
Pokemon.
based.
So we're gonna see some of those of you who have been shouting us out over on X.com.
Wancho! Wait, guys, how's Wancho doing? I love him. Him and his wife are so good at the game, and they're so cool. Filipino representation.
Wancho and Ira here from the Philippines, coming up to compete at this event. What a fun story this family is.
Yeah, we love seeing Wancho over here competing, and we know his significant other is probably one of the better players, maybe in the couple too. He's just.
Are you guys related?
Pokemon, getting
are you saying this because we are both Filipino?
Their own jerseys too.
As far as I know, no, we are not related.
Wancho's betting on himself this time around. We'll see if he's able to do the job.
Yeah, he's feeling real confident in his play this week.
I know. Ira lost their jerseys yesterday. I hope they found
champion, you could say.
Somebody stole her competitor kit in the bathroom.
Run, and their
Fuck
whole family
that person,
is
by the
qualified
way.
for Worlds as well, which is such a cool, unique story.
Yeah, we love seeing that.
Yeah,
he's got a great Pokemon family. Well, I'm sure we're going to see his son
probably one of the best players in SEA. Like, it's insane.
Really
she
cool
is
watch,
so good at the game.
Hopefully he does well. We miss you at the desk.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah, he
Wancho,
chose
and
to
you as
compete,
well,
I
Ira,
think.
this weekend here at NAIC.
Wow!
The makeup is ready to
I know they
compete
follow
tomorrow.
me.
Rocking the sweet exclusive competitor playmat featuring all of the.
Oh, and those are
different
the
Ogre
ZA cutouts.
Ooh, okay, so yeah, I went
6
to
energy
the
starting
store
hand in
and
the
they
bingo.
obviously did not
Yeah,
have this
yeah,
available.
yeah,
This is pretty nice playmat. I
by the way,
definitely
you can
wanna
call
get
me
one of those.
Poseidon.
Yeah, well, you
Mythos
have to
is my
compete at the North
company.
American International
I
Championship.
am part of a
I will
YouTuber company
beat up
called
Johnny.
Mythos. That's why Mythos is in my name. You
He
can
just
just
got
call me
beat up
Sai
last
or
round.
Poseidon.
Well, then it's easy to beat him up.
I'm a shiny
He's
hunter.
already
I
on
love
the
shiny
ground.
hunting. I
Pick
just
a
haven't
man
done
while
it in
he's
so
down for
long.
his
I used to shiny
playmat?
hunt a
For that
lot in
playmat
Sword and Shield,
specifically,
but
yes.
I
It
just
is a pretty
never
nice
picked it
playmat
back
featuring
up.
the Cornerstone mask, Ogerpon, right
Oh, okay,
there
no,
in
you're
the front.
good.
We got the wellspring,
Azul
the
called me
Heartflame, the
Mythos
Teal
one
mask. I'm
time,
glad I said
chat.
them all for you.
He called me
Right now,
Mythos
I'm like,
one
You know
time.
what? The green one.
Just
is pretty
one.
Cool. I like the water guy.
You just know these trading card ones.
Yo!
Ashton Cox says,
That's
my
somebody's
family
grandma?
is ready for the Pokemon battles to start. Bunch of posts here all about the family.
Yeah, cool. This feels like gym leaders. Okay, I'm getting that feel. I'm getting like some Agatha vibes. I'm getting some Sabrina too. I don't want to like full send because I'm scared that I'm gonna get it wrong. But I'm getting the aura.
I do love the Ogerpon mask there at the bottom with the homemade craft. I'm definitely a big fan of the cosplay there. Well done.
Somebody
with
who
the,
brought
the
their grandma's
Heartflame
crazy.
mask.
Wait, what was that
Ashton
one
Cox, one of the
football
great
player? I think it was
VGC
Jamal,
player,
right?
VG
Got
players.
invited
We'll
again
see
this
how
year?
He's doing throughout the course of the weekend.
NAIC
Will
nails,
says,
yo!
NAIC, let's go. Rocking a little bling for the Raging
Are those
Bolt
the Raging
deck, a
Bolt
popular
nails?
choice this weekend.
Yeah, and the NAIC nails, if you notice, Chip, look at those. Those are wild. Every different nail representing. We got a bunch of different typings there. Some Pokemon, it looks like, on one side. That is awesome.
Yeah, representing the deck choice, I would imagine, for the weekend. Raging Bolts, like we mentioned, very popular and very powerful. You know, we've seen it have success throughout the course of the weekend, and I'm sure we will continue to see it.
How often does
into
that
the
happen
next
again?
day of competition as well.
It doesn't happen too often, but
You
when
know,
it does, it's
we
really
talked
funny.
about some of these other options out there, just those really consistent archetypes.
Chilling like
tend
a
to do
villain.
Very well.
This
Maddox
man
says,
looks like he
chilling
would
like
be a bad
villain
guy.
here in New Orleans, posted up with the Team Rockets petrol and the wheezing in the
Looks like
background.
a villain. He could be joining
is this
Team
the,
Rocket
Explode
Squad.
Together now, or what is the title? It's ridiculous. Such a silly attack, but you know what? It's all fun here when you're on Team Rocket. You can do just about whatever you want.
Yeah.
Maybe not the most playable of all of the Team Rocket cards. We've seen some doing fairly well out there in the tournament, but yeah, this won't be the one.
Yeah, there was definitely a few Team Rocket.
Can we get
believers
Geyser Beam
coming
on
into the
stream,
weekends.
please?
A couple people started off 2-0, 3-0.
Please put him on
and then started to find
stream,
a couple of
please.
problems
I'm
with the
begging
deck
you,
here and
put him
there. I
on
think the things that
stream.
many players found during their testing process leading up to the tournament that led to them not choosing it for the event. So a lot of those players have kind of fallen down a little bit, but they are still plenty
energy
of them
heavy
in
decks that go down
contention
energy
for
mode is
day
not
2.
impossible.
Yeah.
It's
Probably
over
not with
6
the
energy.
wheezing,
True.
but some Team Rockets Mewtwo, some Spidoffs. I even saw a Team Rockets Porygon 2 deck out there in the floor, so lots of spice out there. Players like to bring their favorites to these events.
Yeah, I saw a Rockets toolbox listed as 5-1, so there's some hope out there. We could definitely see that.
Whoa, 5
atop
and
the
1?
Big tables.
And speaking of the decks that are atop the big tables, I think one of the bigger surprises to me is seeing a pretty decent group of European players choosing to play Cynthia's Garchomp
Yes!
for this
Yes!
event. We're
Put
gonna
them
do a
on
quick little deck
stream!
breakdown about this brand new archetype.
Put him on stream, put him on stream, put him on stream,
from
please!
Rivals and
Please put them
exactly
on
what it does, why
stream!
it is good.
Yeah,
Get
this
him
is
up
just
there!
a unique deck that we see. So often, you read a card as soon as we see all of that come out, and we want to know, okay, is this a playable card? What does it have to offer? 330 hit points, pretty solid. An attack for 1 energy that draws your hand back up, yes. 260 damage for 2 energy, of course. That sounds great. Free retreat, okay, we're talking.
Love that. It's my
and yet
favorite.
everyone discounts this card. Why is this not working? Well, you have a Roserade that helps increase your damage output with the Cheer On to Glory, dealing 30 additional damage for your Cynthia's Pokemon. That will stack, so you have 2 of those out. You're dealing even more damage. You're hitting numbers upwards of 320 damage for your Cynthia's Garchomp with the Draconic Buster. It just starts to add up so frequently, and the hit points aren't done at 330, Chip.
That's right. They can get boosted even further by that
What is
Cynthia's
mulligan? I've seen it happen
power
a few
weight, an
times in
incredibly
TCG.
strong
So
tool
a
card.
mulligan is
Cynthia's Pokemon
so you know how you start the game, you draw 7 cards, and you play
That's
a basic
right.
Pokemon you
Cynthia's
find
Garchomp
in the
EX
draw,
can have
and
an
you
effective
what you draw.
400
If you don't have a
points.
basic Pokemon in the first 7 cards you draw, you get what is called a mulligan. So you shuffle your hand back into your deck, and you draw another 7. And for each time you mulligan, your opponent has the option to draw an additional card for each mulligan that you have. They can choose not to take them, or they can choose to take them. Okay? If for any reason you and your opponent mulligan at the same time, like you both mulligan, it cancels out.
It's
and
so
then
fun to see this Pokemon
both shuffle, draw, and if you get another
nowhere,
mulligan,
as
you
a
know,
single
your
prize
opponent can choose to
attacker,
draw.
it just throws
Why
a
not
wrench
take them
into
all? There's
everyone's
almost
plan.
never a...
And I've seen other builds of this deck.
There's almost never a
online
point
as
where you
well
don't take them
in,
all.
some online tournaments where people are playing Monkey Dory, Crispin, Darkness Energy.
Yeah, any of those decks are like Maffriron and shit.
Of the fact that
Garchomp
does have so much HP.
Oh,
Monkey
heck
Dory,
yeah!
one of the best cards in the
Nice!
format. Move that damage off. You can use Crispin to help with the energy acceleration, which can be a little bit of a problem with that Draconic Buster. Sure, you can do a ton of damage with it, but it requires 2 turns to get powered up. I've even seen some people playing things like Power Glass making its way into decks. The problem there, you can't use the Power Weight. Lots of different options. And the cool thing about new archetypes like this is that there's not really a great roadmap to follow. You get to pave the way. You get to decide how to build the deck. And that's what we've seen players who are succeeding with the deck so far doing.
Yeah, I mean, this list is all about the consistency, having an opportunity to load up your Pokemon early and often, find all those Gibble, and then evolve them as soon as possible. You have that technical machine evolution, and that leads right into your Cynthia's Gabite, and that's one of the best abilities you're going to see on a Stage 1 Pokemon. Champions Call, searching out a Pokemon in this stacks as well. So if you think about it, Chip, 3 Gibbles turns to 3 Gabites, turns into a parade of Pokemon.
Yeah, the engine of this deck really runs through the Gabites. There's no draw support. There's not Pheasantipity here in this version of the deck. There's really nothing else going on besides the Gabite. So getting into the Gabite is very important. A couple technical machine evolution can help you get there and make that happen, and then that helps you flood the board.
Would you like to buy my SAR Garchomp? I don't have the money for that.
It's a nice callback to a card that I know a lot of people were hyped up about whenever you were playing the game all the way back in 2013.
If I had one,
Gabite
I would
from
not play with
Dragons
it.
Exalted with the Dragon's Call ability.
Yeah,
it's
so fun to
rotating.
Oh
no, that's
back
fair.
to those times as well. There was the Altaria as well, giving you a 20 additional attack, and now we've got Roserade going with that increase to 30.
I did put one illustration Roserade.
It's just a really fun reminiscent.
You know where
time
that
for us
went
to
straight into the binder.
Cards, but they definitely have playability. This is ridiculous to think of, that you're dealing 320 damage with a full setup and 400 hit points. And yes, you're going to lose some early prize cards every once in a while, and that just works perfectly into the strategy of this deck. You have Countercatcher, you have Unfair Stamp.
I pulled a lot of Garchomps
to manipulate the board.
I was happy, and then I'm like, wait, hold up. I don't need everything. I don't need all of this.
This is like a deck that I think people have known about, right? Obviously, people read the Garchomp.
I hope
it's kind of made together, right? You put the Cynthia's Pokemon together. It works as kind of its own archetype. It works as its own deck. But heading up to this tournament, people weren't really thinking of it as a super serious play for this event, I would say. Why do you think that is?
It doesn't have exactly like perfect matchup spreads across the board. You're running into the same problem that a lot of other decks have, which is you have that grass weakness issue. So you're not really taking advantage of anything in particular. Other decks are throwing energies onto the board and coming up with these great ways to take multiple prize turns. This is not a deck that does that. You're going to go
You know what I love? When I take 5 prize turns as Dragon Ball. That's always the best feeling.
1 or 2 attacks throughout the entirety of the game. It does
until they play Picnic Basket, then I want to like cry.
When you're looking for a way
I want to shit and cry all over the place.
Surprise an opponent. You're going to do the same streamline attacks over and over again.
Well, another deck that I think people were excited about
I get my Rainbow Border Miss Maggie as my Mallows going by.
We haven't seen quite as much from, and it may be a little less likely for us to see much from, is that
How's the NAIC going so far? We're good. I will be ending stream in about half an hour.
Well.
I won't be staying for long.
attack dealing 160
but I just like wanted to watch a
damage,
few
more
stuff, few matches
damage for
today.
discarding
I
energy
think
from your
we
bench.
watched
It's
like
all
2
combos
or 3.
together well with the Team Rocket Spide Ops. I think a lot of people are just excited
Team
to see Team
Rocket
come back into
Box.
the mix.
Yeah, we finally got Team Rocket cards. The last time that we really had a full Team Rocket set was nearly 20 years ago.
That is meta.
So
I
many
love that
iconic
card.
items
I love
were
Dragonfall.
in that set. It was so
It's
fun
so
to
fun.
revisit that and have a bit of that to come back to. I mean, look at all the different supporter options that they have. You have to expect that Team Rocket's synergy will have some success at some point.
Yeah, this is the big draw of the deck, is the support package that comes alongside it. For one, you get the Team Rocket's Transceiver, reminiscent to Holland's Transceiver. Very good card from back in the EX era.
The double
of the game.
energy off of Team Rocket's
says you can
energy
search your
as
deck for a
well
supporter
is
card that has Team Rocket
disgusting.
in its name, reveal it, and put it into your hand. You can use the Team Rocket's Proton on the very first turn of the game. That's right, you can play this specific supporter on your first turn. And search your deck up to 3 basic Team Rockets
right
Pokemon,
now.
put them in your hand.
Do you like it? I have to try it online. I haven't gotten around to trying out the Team Rocket deck just yet.
Established into play. You've got some great draw power through the Team Rocket's Ariana, and then even disruption with Team Rocket's Archer, and that doesn't even mention one of the more powerful ones, Team Rocket's Giovanni.
Yeah, a nod back to the Guzma of old. Of course, this will only be in effect when you have a full Team Rockets type deck, and we see that fairly often. Some players have started to include other tech cards that aren't exactly those Team Rockets, and you run into some trouble every once in a while when you start with that
sometimes. You know what? That's fair.
Yeah, and that's why this list specifically looks like it's got that penny in there. Try to get those things out of play, the non-Team Rockets Pokemon. Of course, the Ariana, you gotta have only Team Rocket Pokemon in play. But one card I think that we really probably will see more of at some point is that Team Rocket's Mimikyu, Gemstone.
Oh, being able to copy Terra?
Choose your active Terra Pokemon's attack, use it as this attack.
And copy Phantom
Terra Pokemon
Dive.
are so strong in the game at the moment. I think we'll see Mimikyu at some point pop up in decks that aren't even Team Rocket's decks. Just, throw a Luminous and a counter gain on that guy, and he'll make something happen for you.
Yeah, you and the counters, man. That's always been
Phantom
your
Dive
strategy.
from a little Mimikyu
nice
is
to
crazy.
Look back at that as well, but it's such a great card. We've seen this deck. It's performed outside of major tournaments, everyone just testing to see what it's capable of. The Mewtwo is just very impressive. You're attacking for 160. You then have those
Charizard is still a solid deck. Yes, I'm playing Zard Pult right now. That's the deck I built
consistently
last night.
dealing so much damage, adding
probably revisit the
120
Charizard EX.
CP
Yeah,
to
definitely
80,
check
and this
it
can happen
out.
as early as the second turn.
I know somebody, one of my friends is still running
Zard
with the Dunsparce and Pidgeot and is doing
Stage
fairly
2 Terra
well.
Pokemon in the format. You've got
I didn't hear about the Team
Rocket's
Watchtower slacking EX.
Even
Wait,
the Lily's Clefairy
what does
EX
slacking EX do?
Make sure you can hit for weakness
What
on
does
one
that
of the
do?
key cards in the format, Dragapults. Yeah, this deck, I think it's got a lot going for it, but yet again, something that wasn't super respected as a serious play for this event, and we're kind of seeing why so far this tournament. We haven't seen too much success from it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the same issue of it's a little bit streamlined. It has a few more ways to surprise opponents and take these knockouts. You have the Team Rocket's energy so that some of the psychic typing Pokemon have an opportunity to have that
Psychic
2 energy
types
attack
are so
or that
strong
third
right
energy
now
for
with
the
the
Mewtwo to
Clefairy.
take big knockouts. But if there was just another way to accelerate that energy, get the ball rolling, it'd be okay. Spite Ops is great as an attacker when you run into some of those grass weakness issues, playing against Charizards or even the Marnie's Grimmsnarl that we see too. There's a few ways to surprise opponents, but if you don't have the right matchup on board, you might just fall a little short.
Yeah, and one of the main things with this deck, yes, the supporter engine is very strong, but its draw engine is non-existent.
Slacking has the ability where your opponent has no
onboard
EX
draw.
or views
This
on the field, it
specific
can't
list we have
attack,
here
and
does have Pheasantipity
attack
EX
for
that of course prevents
280.
your Team Rocket's
Holy
Ariana,
shit,
so that
for
can be a
2
little clunky. Some
energy!
players don't even like necessarily
That's wild.
playing that. So things can get a little awkward with the way people are building it. And
I
think
mean,
that's just
having
one of
the
main problems
Watchtower,
people
right?
are having
Shutting
with the
stuff
Rocket League.
off.
It's really difficult
So
to
your
find a good build
slacking
for it.
can
And
attack
if you
is
do
kind
have
of
a list that you
silly.
feel like is really consistent,
Which
it can be really
fairies in the tower
susceptible
fight be
to other
canceled?
popular
Dude,
cards
I
in
will
the
never
format,
forgive
such as I am.
them for
Yeah,
getting rid of fairy
you
types.
don't want to run into that.
I was a
It's
fairy type
unfortunate when
box
you're in
player.
that
I
top
played
deck
so
mode.
many
We've
fairy
seen
type decks
a lot of
when
decks
it was like
struggling
legal,
in that regard.
and then they removed
Raging
fairy
Bolt in
types, and it was the
particular
worst day of
has,
my life.
Really run into that problem.
Laura
where
Moore,
taking
thank you so much for the
opening prize cards
follow.
can be so
Thank you.
easy,
I just
but
saw it
then
right now.
Trying to clean up just doesn't
Thank
really
you.
culminate.
Yeah, we saw Tord Reklev trying to alleviate that Iono pressure when he played this deck actually over in Japan. Did you notice did you see his deck list that he posted online after the event?
I mean, I saw it, but it was a lot of Japanese cards.
He had Lucky Helmet in his deck. That was his answer for the Iono
Why did they get rid of fairy types?
You know,
it was
hit,
super
you draw
duper
2
strong.
cards. That's a way to get out of your Iono
That was
issue.
why.
Yeah. Gee, thanks. 2 cards.
Dragon type decks
day.
literally could
Didn't really
not
work
do
out
anything.
super well for him.
Gardevoir Sylveon tag
Unfortunately,
team.
did not make it in super
Those
far
were
in
the
that tournament.
days. Gardevoir GX,
that comes with the
Alolan
nature of,
Ninetales
you know,
GX.
mixing things up with your deck choice. One thing
So
we haven't even talked about with this
hilarious.
deck quite yet that I think is worth highlighting is the Team Rocket's Factory. That card is incredibly strong.
Oh, yeah.
A stadium card that lets you draw 2 cards basically at any point in your turn, as long as you played a Team Rocket supporter from your hand during that turn.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean,
Sun and Moon Arrow was
think back to
certainly a
some
time.
previous
Oh, it
stadiums
was
where
a
you have
time.
to discard to
So
draw some
regarding my
additional
beloved
resources. This is just, if you use the supporter you probably should be using, I'll give you 2 additional cards. That means that
Those
you're
were the
seeing
good
10
days.
cards sometimes with the Ariana. You can
Lycanroc,
draw up and get the
GX,
full
any
board with the
Lycanroc
Archer,
or
and then also
Buzzwole
see some
players in my
additional
chat?
resources there too. And sometimes that's exactly
Loved
what
that
you need.
deck too.
You're missing that additional
Blacephalon.
energy. That additional way to search out a
Blacephalon
Pokemon,
GX
and you can
with
just
the
find that
Naganadels.
right off the top.
Amazing. Such a fun
Yep,
deck.
finding those pieces incredibly
Blounds. And there was baby
important.
Blacephalon. That was fun
Really strong
too.
deck. I think we'll see something cool from it at some point along the way. Maybe in the future, you know, if we look towards the regulation marks that are currently printed on cards, you know, Iono will eventually rotate out of the format. There's not really great disruption options that exist right now with the more current regulation marks. So maybe if there's less options,
oh my God, his
Rocket's Mewtwo EX will have a real solid chance.
Glaceon was fun. I didn't get to play too much of it. I would have borrowed like a friend's deck and play it, but I didn't get to play too much
It just depends on if they can find the right list. Did you put enough prep work in? You had a little bit of time before New Orleans, and we will find out.
Let's take a look at standings heading into our Swiss round number 7. Which players are still remaining undefeated? Everyone on this list
Piper
at
Lapine
6-0. And some incredible
6-0.
players and great stories here. Stefan Ivanov, the most successful player in NAIC history, starting off 6-0. Piper Lapine, of course, someone who we've loved to follow the last couple of seasons. She is 6-0. Ryan Antonucci leading the way. He's always performing extremely well in day 1 of these tournaments. Ryuki Okada, so many names. The list goes on and on, of course.
Yeah, really cool to see Ray Chen also having some more success to build on that Portland ASIM play. I mean, this might just be the time. With this
Where's
deck
Henry
seems
Chow?
pretty well set in the meta.
Where
you have
is
an
he?
ability to shut down a lot of different decks while also putting on some pressure and taking
runs
advantage of
Boomerang
that
energy.
typing.
And this is really cool, too. Just looking at this list, we've got players from across the globe, and that is what these international championships are about, bringing people together from all over the world, all different walks of life, to enjoy the same thing and competing at the highest level. Players from Japan, from France, from Brazil, Canada, the United States, Australia, and so many more all across Europe. Really exciting to see. Want to give a call out there to William Azevedo, holding it down at the 16th Swiss seed currently. He is 6-0. And I know someone who I really enjoy watching play, one of the better players out of the Brazil
I will say, Chai,
region.
I don't know if we're going to have time to watch
our
an entire round, so maybe we should just cut it here.
Yeah, so fun to see.
I'm so
and,
sad. I actually have
obviously
to
he's gonna
go.
Continue to build on that. All of
I was
these players.
hoping the last round was going to last a little longer, not like have so much dead time. So I think, honestly, we should cut it. Because I had like a strict 3-hour window today to stream. So I will work on my bingo card throughout the weekend, though. I will work on it throughout the weekend. I find a shiny gang, Zangoose, yippee! Okay. I'm going to be streaming on Sunday, guys. I'll be really honest. I actually don't know if we're going to stream Pokemon Pocket. Depending on what time I can get... Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Sunday, I don't know. I might have something in the morning. So, we're probably going to stream Pocket. If not, we're going to figure out maybe NEIC or something. But, yeah, sorry. Today was a lot more chill stream. Usually my Friday streams are a little bit chiller just because I do them a little bit earlier in the day. And, yeah. I usually have stuff I'm doing on Friday nights, but I still like streaming on Fridays. But if you have not yet, chat, please go join my Discord server. That is the best way to know whenever I am live, whenever I have schedule changes. For example, how I moved yesterday's stream to Sunday. But I will see you guys on Sunday for sure. Okay? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna try after the shiny. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'll be here on Twitch and YouTube as per usual. I will say the June special is still going. So for every 20, if you gift 20 subs or 20 memberships, you'll be getting a signed Poseidon Pokemon card like this shipped to you sometime next month. So yeah, if you would like a signed Poseidon card, I will sign it. I'll probably do a live signing on stream. And yeah, those will be going out sometime in July. So yeah. Also, I do need to make a command for my second YouTube channel. Please go subscribe to my second YouTube channel. We are so close to getting monetized on there. That is my React channel and my Clips channel. So please go follow. We're so close to getting monetized there, chat. We're so close, so close, so close. Go subscribe. Go subscribe and watch my videos. I swear, I'm at least a little funny, okay? Also, don't forget to also buy my merch, my TCG merch. I've been noticing a lot of my TCG merch has been arriving to you guys. If you guys got my TCG merch, please post it on Twitter or my Discord. I love seeing your guys' stuff. Please, please, please. Go check out my merch with Kawa Entertainment if you want a new Poseidon playmat. I also have some standard size sleeves as well as field centers still available. But once the sleeves and field centers are finished or like they're sold out, they are sold out forever. They are not going to get reprinted. So if you want some Poseidon stuff, please go check it out. I'm still waiting on your anniversary one. The bundle, I'm sure the bundle started getting shipped. I don't think they shipped everything, but they're getting shipped. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. So sorry for this shorter stream today. Yeah, I just want to do something chill with you guys. It was a lot of fun hanging out and seeing new faces in my chat. So, yeah. Alrighty, gamers, I am going to go now. I'm going to put you guys in the end screen. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.